Happy New Year, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. We'll try not to repeat the adventure with the microphone that we had last time. Hope everyone's doing well. I see a bunch of people in chat already, which is awesome. Vario Screaming Ice Cube, Woofer, David, DTX. Amy, I saw Jay said she was in a car. So that's exciting. Math, Pesto, Andrew, Jim, Isabella, Nicholas. I love how active the chat is here. Josh is here. I think I got everyone who said hi. Michael. Amy? Did I say Amy? I now don't know if I said Amy or not, but I've now forgotten who I've said. But anyway, welcome everyone to this stream. Andrew, hey Andrew. So in terms of stuff coming up on the stream, this week Tristan's going to be streaming on Wednesday and whatever other day. Do you remember, Tristan, exactly what days you said you would be streaming? And then on Sunday, I'm going to stream puzzles that people have made for my birthday. So my birthday is in fact actually my birthday is in fact actually on Thursday, but I'm going to stream birthday parties on Sunday. So I'm planning to do a 6-hour stream on Sunday. So for this next month of weird schedule for me, I'm going to stream 6 hours a week on Sundays, and then Tristan is going to stream 3 hours twice during the week. Currently, we're starting this week on Wednesday and Friday, and we'll see exactly how that goes. And then once this month is over, we will reassess and see exactly how things go. Anyway, I think those are the big things. The Fog of War thing I'm going to do after birthday puzzles. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get through birthday puzzles. It will depend on how many birthday puzzles there are. And of course, I'm streaming it a little bit slower, so it might be a couple weeks before I get to them. But I will do the Fog of War puzzles at such a point as we get there. Alrighty, so today, as always, we'll be starting with the most voted on puzzle from the bucket. And today, there was a 3-way tie. And every single puzzle that was involved in the 3-way tie at 9 was by agent. Stream birthday puzzles. Sorry, my brain's not all here. I am not over the hill until one more year. I am only turning 39 this year. So Tristan is now 2 years older than me for a few days, while I still get to hang out at 38. Happy New Year, Sarah! But yeah, we will see. I've been terrible at this lately. I once again forgot to write down the names of the people who voted for this. So maybe Tristan will put them in chat. But let us read the rules of Yin Yang's puzzle. Yin Yang's puzzle. Agent's puzzle. So we have normal Yin Yang rules almost apply. So we need to shade some cells in the grid such that all shaded cells are connected and all unshaded cells are connected. No 2x2 blocks can be entirely shaded or entirely unshaded. Each row, column, and box must contain a hole. So those cells are neither shaded nor unshaded, I think. Yes, so holes block the path of shaded and unshaded cells. Holes must contain the digits 1 through 9 once each. And digits in cages cannot repeat and must sum to the small clue in the upper left corner. For this purpose, digits in unshaded cells are unchanged, and digits in cells are treated as negative. Digits in shaded cells are treated as negative, and digits in holes are doubled. Okay. So unshaded is normal, shaded is negative, and holes are doubled. Okay. And we need a betting tree. I bet someone around has done this puzzle and could maybe give me a good betting tree out of the grid. Agent puzzles are always very enjoyable, although they tend to be 5-star-ish. So I don't do a ton of them. Yeah, so normal doubler rules, but the doublers are holes. So I have to think about how the holes affect the things I think I know about Yin Yang, first of all. So first of all, I want to ask myself if it's even ever possible that there's a hole along a border. And I think it is, actually. I don't think there's any problem with there being holes along the border. As long as sort of the color sort of wraps around and continues. But what I think is still true is that if you look at all all the yellow stuff and all the purple stuff, oh right, there's definitely one along the border, as Jim points out, because there's a hole in every row and column. So the thing I think you still can't do, even with holes, is this, where you've got some yellow and some purple. And the reason why I think you can't do this is as follows. If I try and connect the yellow to the yellow, that's fine. But in so doing, I've made it impossible to connect the purple to the purple. So I cannot do that. So holes are fine. But so holes are fine, but on the border, but we can't have the border alternate in colors like this. So once there's purple, all the purple is in a string of cells, possibly with a hole, and likewise yellow. Although I'm now thinking maybe I should do purple and red. How terrible is it going to look if I do purple and red? I think purple and red is okay. Or would people prefer purple and red or yellow and red? Which of these color palettes do people prefer? I want to do red for the one that counts as negative, is why I'm doing red, by the way. So we've got that. Is there a digits can't repeat in cages? Yes, there is a rule. Yellow and red. Okay, yellow and red it is. Yeah, purple and red I thought looked a little weird. Okay, so red is going to be the one that this rule calls... let's see. Yes, this is... So red is shaded and yellow is unshaded in the rules. Purple and very slightly lighter purple, that sounds good. I'm sure that would be popular. Mustard and ketchup. Yes, this is definitely the mustard and ketchup color scheme. All right. I don't think anyone has suggested a bedding tree, so I think I'm going to put the bedding tree here. And then I'm going to be annoyed about this cage. Because this cage, normally you'd think, oh, the only way to get minus 24 would be to have a 7, 8, 9 and all of them be red. Oh, no, that is the only way, because doublers count as positive. No. Okay, this is good. Right. Because it's minus 24, I can't, there's no doublers making things negative. So the only way I get this is if all of these are negative and they're a 7, 8, 9 triple. And so therefore... Oh, no, not therefore this is yellow. But none of these are holes. I immediately really want to say that this is therefore yellow, but that's not how this puzzle works. So... Yeah, the 8 cage in box 1 sure seems like it's going to need a transition, Josh. I was trying to think of how exactly to sort of conceptualize that before. I think this minus 20 cage, I think it also needs to be all red. Because if I make any digits in it count as positive, or heaven forbid doubled, I can't get lower than minus 17 or minus 16, really. So these are all also red, although I don't know what their values are. So now what that means is red either connects around this side or connects around this side. Red definitely... Is it obvious that red can't connect around this side? Unfortunately, no. I don't need a none digit. I could actually, in this 8, I could double 9 and minus 1, 2, 3, 4, and it would work out exactly. So actually, red could connect around this side, just putting one hole somewhere in this cage. The hole can't be in the way of it connecting. I mean, there'll be a hole, but it's still going to connect through one of these borders, is what we said before, Isabella. If there is a hole, it's going to connect around it. But one of these directions is red. And unfortunately, I now think it could be this one. Although, if it was that one, would that break this 13 cage? Probably not quite. Because the 13 cage could have like a double 8 and a minus 1, 2, and that would be okay. So I think, Jim, I think I just said that these can both work and be okay, unfortunately. Here's a case or a point I should have made. There's definitely a hole in the 20 cage. Because I'm not going to make 20 without that. So we're going to mark with X's cells that definitely can't be doublers or definitely can't be holes. So all of these are not holes. I don't think there's any sort of better way. I know people aren't as big a fan as I am of the sort of like Xing all over the grid, but I don't think there's a much better way. People might actually prefer maybe the gentler gray will lead to less unhappiness. I think the gentler gray is probably a little less aggressive. Yeah, so we've got all of that. What on earth does that tell me, though? I don't feel like this tells me a lot immediately. I need at least 2 negatives in here. And I know, like, each of these cells are not red. They are either yellow or they are holes. Let's see. Oh! Is that the point? Right. That's the point. Red can't connect around this way. That's the point. Because this cell and this cell can never be red. And so you could say, this cell could be a hole. But if this cell was a hole and red was connecting around this way, let me show you what that would look like. If this is a hole and red is connecting around this way, red has to connect around that way like that. And the 20 cage can't have a red. And so the point is red actually does have to connect around the other way. And I'm going to do that by making all of this red gray. Because all of this could be a hole, but it's definitely not yellow. But as we noted, the 8 cage now, because it's all negatives and a hole, the 8 cage is a hole with a 9 and then negatives with 1, 2, 3, 4. In particular, the hole is definitely there, so I can say that none of these are holes. And the digits that are left here are 5, 6, 7, 8. Oops, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey, Perla. So we've got that all going on. This 13... Oh, no, the 13 doesn't need a positive. It could have a hole up there. So that's okay. But, okay. Oh, hey, Sammy. Welcome. Glad you enjoy the puzzles. I'm always very happy to have people who enjoy the puzzles around. So this is a mix of positive and negative numbers in some capacity. There has to be at least one negative in the 10 cage, because otherwise the 10 cage sums to a minimum of boy, I cannot add 5, 6, 7. Sum to a minimum of 18. That's not going to work. So my question is the composition here forced? Or are there multiple ways to use positives and negatives here? So I think there has to be exactly one negative in these 3 cells. If there's 2 negatives, I can't get to 10. So there's exactly one negative in these 3 cells. And so I have 2 of these numbers added together minus 1 negative. And so it could be 7 plus 8 minus 5. And it can't be anything else. Because 7 plus 8 minus 5 is the biggest I could possibly make this total. So this is a very weird sort of min-maxing. But 7 plus 8 minus 5 is the biggest I could make this, and that is 10. So there's no 6, and so this is a 6. And so we get to do Zach's little sexy dance. Boop boop ba doop. Woo boop ba doop. Boop boop ba doop. Woohoo! Ba-da-ba-da, ba-da-ba-da, wah-ha! Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba, wah-ha! Thank you, Zach. Thank you very much. Always appreciate your work. 6y dance as always. Yes, you tuned in just in time for the 6y dance. I don't think I know what kind of number this 6 is. Yeah, so one of these... Okay, this digit has to... So there's only one negative number in here, is the point. So this can't be the whole. Oh, no, maybe that's not true. Sorry. Yeah, so... Sorry, there's only one negative number in here. No, I think I'm trying to... I think I'm trying to say something nonsensical. Let's see. Okay. So what is going on with the world now? So is it something to do with the ways to make 20? Because I need to make sure when I'm making 20, I don't break this 13 cage. And a lot of my ways to make 20, well, for example, 5, 7, 8 is one of my ways to make 20. But I'm going to guess I can't make this 5, 7, 8 anymore. Because if these are 5, 7, 8, it would make these a 5, 7, 8 triple. Maybe that's actually possible. Yes, I'm aware that these can't be read. By just regular rules. So, let's see. Yes. If you have not yet taken a second to like the stream, as David says, please take a second to like the stream. You can do that just by clicking the little thumbs up. Checkerboards still work, and the perimeter almost works, except that the perimeter has some holes around it. But yeah, if one of these is... Yeah, so if this cell is red, then this has to be a hole with a 1, 2, and the hole has to be an 8, because the 9 hole is definitely over here. I'm going to mark that I know where the 9 hole is, just by corner marking in the box, like I saw Simon do the other day. Yeah, it's funny you say that, Judith, and that, like, when I set Yin Yang, when I set red and blue, I didn't really know anything about Yin Yang. I just, like, seen random bits of these rules before. But now I think Yin Yang, I think red and blue, if you do know Yin Yang, is then very much like a, wait, what do I actually know? I still have to set that S-cell Yin Yang puzzle. Yeah, I have definitely never seen holes in a Yin Yang puzzle before. No, they could be a 1-2, right, Sarah? Couldn't these be a 1-2 with an 8? Because double 8, 1-2 is, doesn't that work? Does that break Sudoku logically? It would give me exactly a quintuple, but I don't see why that's bad. Uh, right. Okay. So this is a good thing to think about. So if this digit, yeah, so I have to think about exactly how I'm sort of putting the extra red in this box and what exactly is going to happen if, say, this is the hole. So if this is the hole, my red has to do this. Is it a problem if my red does that? Yes, because there's only one negative number in here. Right. So this can't be the hole, because again, my red still has to connect around it, and that would put 2 reds in this cage. So neither of these, for that reason, can be a hole. Those two are honestly red. The same actually happens if this is the hole, because if that's the hole, I still have to connect around it. Actually, that's even worse. If this is the hole, I have to connect around it and then create a 2x2, which is terrible. So neither of these can be the hole either. So this really is the hole. So we're going to make that in a nice solid black, which means we know it's a 9. Which means we know this is a 9. Which means we know that none of these are holes. These are all just honestly red. And this is not a hole. It is honestly red, which means we get to actually start yellowing. The yellow has to get out as we do this. Yes, and now this is red because the reds have to connect around here. So these are both yellow. This is a 5. These are a 7-8 pair. I do have to avoid a checkerboard, because if I make this red, I have to connect the red, and that's not going to work. So I still do have to avoid checkerboards with these rules. This is red. Oh, no, I don't. Sorry, I don't know that this is red. Sorry, I was about to say something that I didn't know. Oh, sorry. I yellowed these 2 cells. I was not allowed to yellow these 2 cells or this cell. Sorry, I got over-enthusiastic. I can only yellow cells where I know that they're not holes. And so I yellowed some stuff erroneously because of the fact that I did not know if they were actually holes or not. So that was my bad. Okay, this cell has to be yellow or a hole, and yellow is not enough. This has to be a hole, because I have 2 negatives in the 13 cage, and in fact, we've already said the only way this works is for that to be an 8 with a 1-2. And so these aren't 1-2, and these are 1-2, and that's a 7, and that's an 8. Okay, and that's going to let me actually justify some of the some of the yellowing that I did before. So now, in fact, actually, we know this is a hole, just by hole sudoku, question mark. And so we do know these are both yellow because they have to be something and they can't be red. This is an honest nothing. By the way, when I color a cell, I'm going to try and take the X out of it because the X is redundant once the cell has a color. So that is what I am trying to do. We'll see if I actually remember to do it at all times. Oh, yellow still has to get out because it can't get out through the hole. Right, so actually yellow has to go through both of these because remember, the hole is a hole. I know this was deep and profound. Which makes the 0 cage very interesting, because the 0 cage has now currently 3 things that count as positive, so this must count as negative, or I'm never getting to 0, which is a weird thing to say, but it's true. which I'm just case checking real quick to see if I know whether one of these is a problem. Yeah, this has to be a pretty big negative because this has to be a pretty big negative because the absolute minimum here is that this is double 1, 2, 3. So the absolute minimum value of these cells is 7. And so this has to be at least 7. So this can only be a 7 or a 9. Oh, no, sorry, 7's not possible. There's already a 2 in the box. So I can double 1 here, but I can't make this 2, 3. So this actually does have to be a 9. Because I was missing that I was putting a 1 here and a 2, 3 here, but I can't. The best I can do is put a 1 here and a 3, 4 here, and that does give me 9. So that has to look exactly like that, giving me the 2 and the 1. These, by the way, I should just go ahead and fill in 5, 6, 7, 8. That one's not an 8. Okay, that's very interesting with regards to my minus 20 cage. So my minus 20 cage now definitely needs a 9, because the only 20 cage in 3 cells without a 9 is 7, 8, 5. And, well, I can't make this 7, 8, 5 without putting a 7, 8, 5 sextuple in the box. So therefore that's a 9. And so these two need to sum to 11, but they're not 2, 9, 3, 8, or 5, 6. So these have to be 4, 7, which means none of those are 7, which means that's a 7. The yellow here has to get out. I saw Jay in chat point out. Jay was looking at the geometry, and I was just trying to make the killer sum work. This is a 2 and a something. Oh, it's a 2 and a 3, isn't it? I think it's a 2 and a 3, which makes that a 4 and a 3. This cell now must be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This cell's a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. This cell's a 5. To make all of that work. So we've got lots of stuff going on. I really like this puzzle, by the way. This is very cool. Let's see. Okay, so trying to think what the smallest number I can double in here is. It's a 6, right? I could do double 6 and 8. Is still a valid option for this 20 cage, so I can keep that in mind. Okay. Let us see here. See, Jaleb asks if this can be yellow. If that's yellow, that's red. Is that a problem? This red has to get out. But that's okay, I think. I can't remove the X's behind these until they're colored. I don't think the pseudo checkerboard is a problem. Because I think the pseudo checkerboard is totally fine. Oh, I can X column 5. That's a good point. Okay, so the claim is if this is yellow, that's red. Oh, right. Okay, so here's the problem. Okay, I can explain this now. Okay, that's a very good observation. If this is yellow, this is red. And now the point is I have to connect red to red. And in so doing, this yellow won't be able to connect to that yellow. Okay, that's very fancy, but it's true. This can't be yellow. So this is red, and that's yellow. The pseudo checkerboard was not totally fine. Completely correct. Yeah, I tried to actually deduce that in my head, and then I couldn't. This cell can never be yellow now, because if this cell was yellow, if this cell was yellow, this would be red, and then yellow would be done. So this cell is... Oh, so this cell's a hole, because this cell can't be yellow or red. That's awesome. Because if this cell is yellow, this cell has to be a hole or red, and yellow can't work. And if this cell is red, we literally have a 2x2. So therefore, this cell is a hole, and that's very cool. Love that. So that lets me do a bunch more Xing. That was very nice setting. Oh, row 2, column 4 is actually red. Oh, so the point is I don't actually know the color of this cell, right? I just, sorry, I thought it had to be red, or sorry, I thought it had to be yellow to avoid a 2x2, but it doesn't. I just misread it. But you are completely correct, that I did that wrong. Okay, now this cell has to be yellow because it can't be a hole anymore. Well, people in chat are saying I know. I don't know. What people in chat mean to say is I could know if I thought about it, which I'm happy to take a second to think about it, but I certainly haven't yet actually thought about it. So people's point here is if this is yellow, this red has to connect to this red, and in so doing, it's going to separate this yellow from that yellow, which I do agree with. This yellow has to get out, by the way, in order to sort of continue connecting. Let's see. Okay. So, where do I look now? I do know that this needs to get to -14. Oh, yes, this can now be unxed. I agree with that as well. Can unx these. Way to look busy, as Simon says. Okay, what are these digits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this one I know is not... Oh, I don't know. It could be anything. I can do some more Xing. That's the point. So, as pointed out, what that means is one of these two is a circle. Which I agree with. Let's see. People are saying, yeah, so there's no way that none of these cells are yellow, because if none of these cells are yellow, then yellow doesn't connect to yellow. So an additional one of these cells is yellow. But those two yellow cells need to sum to a maximum of 3, because the negative cells can sum to at most -17, and so I have to do exactly that. Okay, great spot, Isabella. So these digits are 8, 9, and a 1, 2. Oh, and we Nell has been a windmill for 6 months. Thank you, Nell. Congratulations. Thank you so much for your support. We'll give you the windmill dance. Woo! 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 Thank you, Nell. Thank you so much for your support. And we put a 0 in the box just for fun. And we certainly know that means there's no hole in the box, because if there were a hole in the box, this would be impossible. So that's not a hole. So no 8, 9 there. No 9 there, no 1 there. And I can't have an 8, 9 in the yellow, because that would be too much. So that's a 1, 2 pair, so that's not a 2, that's not a 1 or a 2, so that's an 8 and that's a 9. Those two are red, and that is yellow. And now I have to avoid a checkerboard, so this is red, because notice it is X'd, which I need to note in this puzzle if I am being careful. And that 8 gives me a 7. Oops. That 8 gives me a 7 and an 8. Coming in over here. Let's see. So 1 and 2 now only have 2 spots in this box. Do I know that 1 and 2 aren't both in the 4 cage? I don't think I do. So, if this were a hole, red could just wrap around like that, right? Microstudy? I think that's true. Hole in the row. Oh, you're saying this can't be a hole. Right. This can't be a hole because there's a hole in the row. I was like, wait, aren't we talking about down here? No, you're right. This cell, if this cell was yellow, we would have to connect this yellow to this yellow, and in so doing, we would disconnect this red from this red. So this cell is red, I agree. And so this cell is yellow. And we can do some unxing. Oh, there's some more unxing that we can do. Okay. So this yellow has to get out. Notably, we've sort of found one of our border breaks. So the question is, can yellow go all the way over to here? And the answer is, I don't know. I certainly know that this cell is yellow or gray. That was sort of the point of all of this. Of all the break in here with that cell. Let's see. I'm going to write in the candidates for this cell. So it's not a 1, a 2. It could be 3, 4, 5, 6. Not 7, 8, 9. And it's not a 5, apparently. So this is only a 3, 4, or 6. Are any of those obviously impossible? Well, I guess one point is I definitely need at least 1 negative in here, if not 2. So the question is it... Let's see, I'll go ahead and I'll take Nicholas's point that if I pencil mark this cell, it's a 3, 4, 5 as well. It doesn't interest me as much as this one, but it might as well write it in since it's only 3 candidates. So the absolute minimum value of these two is 9. Right. So if I made another yellow cell in here, their minimum value would be way too much. Because their minimum value would be at least... Oh, wait, no, maybe not. Okay, so if I throw another yellow in here, what's the minimum value? The minimum value is then 10. I could make that work exactly if I made a -6, but I can't make a -6 because this cell can't be 6. And I can't make a minimum 7, 8, 9. Okay, so the point is these cells are small. They're from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think I need that in order to actually prove the thing I'm going to prove, but I think it does work. If only one of these is red, what's the minimum sum of this cage? And so the answer is, the minimum sum is double 3 plus 4 is 10, plus 1 is 11, minus 5 is 6. That doesn't work. So in fact, there need to be 2 red cells. Both of these are red. And so this yellow certainly has to get out. I can... dx some things. Okay, so now the question is, what is actually happening here? Do I care? Good spot for microstudy. This yellow certainly has to get out, because if this is red or a hole, immediately this yellow is isolated. So I definitely agree with that statement. So let us look down here. Yeah, so maybe question 1 per Jim, can this be a double 6? And so if this is a double 6 plus 3, double 6 plus 3 is 15. I would need to make these two add to 11, and I can't. So certainly no 6 there. Oops, certainly no 6 there. Happy New Year, Yelosef. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing well. So if this is a double 3, actually, let's do this as a double 4. This is a double 4, that's 8. I would need this digit to be 4 less than the sum of these two, and I can easily do that. So that is fine. I guess I can ask myself the really dumb question, can these be a 1-2 pair? I also note I have a 3-4 pair in this column. I'm just going to pencil mark this column while I'm noticing that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that one's certainly not a 7. If this is a 6, these are a 1-2 pair. Can these possibly be a 1-2 pair? I don't think so. Because if these are a 1-2 pair, they sum to -3, and the minimum sum of these is 10. That's not getting me anywhere near 4. So this is never a 6. And so therefore that's the 6, was my my reason for doing that. So these are 3, 4, 5. And let's see. Yeah, 1-2 pair did not work, was the point. So one of these digits is a 5, and both 3 and 4 are in here. For whatever that is worth. Let's see. Should I ask if these can be a 3-4 pair? Double 3 plus 4 would be 10. I would need these to be 6. That works very well. Double 4 plus 3 is 11. And then I would need to subtract 2 and 5, and that's fine as well. So no, I don't think I can sort of fix the rest of this without looking elsewhere in the puzzle. So I think the next thing to look at is this -6 cage. So I'm noticing it can't just be 2 reds, because the 1 and 2 over here. So this needs to have a yellow in it. And so, or a yellow or a circle, I should say. It could be like a circle 4 and a red 3, for example. But that doesn't quite seem to get me there. Yeah, not quite sure what is going on over there. I should probably look at some sudoku. Like, the 9 is definitely down here. It's not there. A -9 here with a 3 here would be a really, really natural way to make this work. Let's see. I'm being told this is a 3, 4, 7. I will trust that, just for later. Okay, MathPesto's saying, if this is a 5, it doesn't work. So the one case I didn't check is apparently the one you can actually rule out. If this is a 5, then this could be a double 4, in which case this would sum to 13, and I would need these to sum to -9, but they can't. Or this is a 5 with a double 3, that's 11, and I need these to sum to -7. And I've used here a 3 and a 5, so I would need 1, 6, and I can't do that either. So this can't be a 5. If that's the intended step, that's heinous. Like, I really hope that's not the intended step, because the rest of this puzzle is so gorgeous. I feel like it would be really sloppy setting if that was the intended step for the rest of the puzzle. Well, let's see. Okay, so now these definitely include a 5, and so I can just think about the 2 cases now. So double 3 and 4 would be 10. I would need these to be 6, so they would be 1 and 5. Double 4 and 3 I think is not going to work. Double 4 and 3 now is 11. I would need these to sum to 7, and they can't. So this is double 3 and 4. Oh, holy crap. We get a donation from ELSF. $50 is a little extra support for 2023. Thank you so much, ELSF. Let's get you a donation dance from Zach. Ba-doop-a-boop, boop, boop, ba-doop-a-boop, boop, boop, ba-doop-a-doop, boop, boop, ba-doop, woohoo! Ba-doop, boop, boop, ba-doop, boop, boop, woohoo! Ba-doop, ba-doop, boop, boop, ba-doop, boop, boop, ba-doop, boop, boop. I'm apparently wrong about my math over here. The other case actually works as well. In my brain, I thought it was a swing of 2, but you're right, it is a swing of 1. So yeah, this does work both ways. I think you're right. Because it could be 10 with these adding to 6, or it could be 11 with these adding to 7. These two cells are let's see, 4, 5, and an 8. For what that is worth. Let's see. Isabel's saying to look at the -6 cage again. Have we learned something else about the -6 cage? Let's see. I can fill in these digits. That might be helpful. Oh, maybe not. That doesn't sound very nice. Okay, let's see. So right. Okay, so the question is, can I have a hole in here? That is the question. And so if I do have a hole in here, it's a minimum of double 3, which is 6. And I can't get to -6 with negatives. Okay, so there's no hole here. Okay, so I agree with that assessment. So we can say a little bit more. So these digits are a red-yellow pair. And they're a red-yellow pair that differ by 6. And so they're not 1, 7 or 2, 8. So they have to be 3, 9 is the only way. So Isabella completely right. This was forced. Probably, actually, this was forced if I did the math right before, and that probably made this step that was horrible. It probably is what you were actually supposed to do to make this step not as bad as it was. The Christmas tree represents the betting tree, so people get to guess what digit goes there. It may or may not be a hole. You can also guess whether it'll be a hole, or red, or yellow. I do not know yet. Don't guess that it will be red, however. Oops, sorry, I removed an X that I was not supposed to remove. Okay. Can't be yellow, I'm being told. It can't be yellow. Yeah, right. So this is not red because of this. And if this were yellow, it would force this cell to not be yellow, and then yellow would not be able to connect. So it is a hole. You're right. So betting tree is a hole. We can X the rest of these things. And now, once we realize that, this cell definitely has to be yellow, because otherwise yellow is just disconnected, as some people in chat point out. Very wisely. I really like this Yin Yang, but not quite, is a fun... It's always fun when a puzzle takes a rule set that you mostly know, and then makes you sort of re-question why the things you know about it are true. Right. This being an X now tells me it's yellow because of the avoiding a 2x2. Let's see. Let's see. What are these cells? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. So these are 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. So these are 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 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 4, 5, know one of these is a 5. Can I work out with this -4 cases? It seems like it's going to be awful, but some of them have not been awful when I have previously thought they would be. Are we going to have to fill in the betting tree? We can fill in the betting tree if we have to. I will be strong and do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right. Yep. The betting tree is a naked single 4. I did not choose a good betting tree, alas. But anyway, the point is that being a naked single 4 actually tells me that's a 3 and a 4. By Magix. And so now that being a 3 and a 4 gives me that this is a 10, so I need these to be a 6. So those are 1, 5, and that's a 2. That's a 3 and a 4. So these are 1, 6, 7 now. Okay, so now knowing what these digits are might in fact be helpful. So these are a 2, a 3, not a 3 apparently. 2, try again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, there's an 8 and a 9 in here. Oh boy. Okay, so by parity, I should know the parity of this cell, because I'm going for an even total, and these sum to an odd total, so this needs to be odd, so it's never a 6. So this is only a 1 or a 7. Because whether something is... Oh, no, sorry, I am wrong about that, because one of these is doubled, which does not work, sorry. Very unfortunate. But the point is I actually know what's doubled. Because 8 and 9 are already doubled, and one of these two is a doubler. It has to be the doubled 2. And so that means my parity calculation was actually correct, because the 2 being doubled means that double 2 plus 8 plus 9 is odd. So this can't be a 6, or I would end up with an odd number and not an even number. So that is good. Good spot, by the way, on the fact that I know the doubler down here is a 2. I'm going to put that in a corner. The doubler in this box I know is a 2. So the doubler in this box can only be a handful of things. Let me write out what the doublers can be, and then we can see if maybe that's useful. So it can't be a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. It could be a 5, 6, or 7. Those are the only possible doublers in this box, but it can't be a 5, actually, because there's already a 5 in the box. So the doubler here is only a 6 or a 7. And so one of these needs a doubler 5. I can't possibly put the doubler 5 in the 10 cage. So the doubler 5 is in this box. So one of these two has to be a doubled 5, I believe. And one of those being a doubled 5 means that this is a 6, and that's a 5, which now means the doubler in this box is a 7. So actually one of those two is a 7. Because these actually are, yeah, these are not doubled. Which resolves the 1 and the 5 over here, and it tells me that this cage has a doubled 6 in it, and so it's a doubled 6 and an 8. Yeah, every step of this puzzle has been fantastic, except the one over here that I think we should not have done. So I think this is a very good puzzle. Okay, this 6, 8 over here makes that a 9. We do have a Jovi on 7s, so forces a 7 into one of these cells. Okay. See, Garian says an 8 or 9, or one of the 8 or the 9 has to be yellow, because if 8 and 9 were both red, that would be 2 negative. let's see. We could finish column 5 pencil marks. That's probably a good idea. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Was maybe not as useful as I had hoped. Oh, just so that the yellow can get through here, because the yellow can't connect through the 2, right? The yellow has to connect through the 8 or the 9. I can remove 6 from row 8, that's true. I feel like I should be able to figure out what this is, but there's so many options. Yeah, if 8 and 9 are yellow, that's not going to work. So both 8 and 9 can't be yellow in order to make this work. I do know that there is a positive 4. So the other 3 digits need to add to negative 8, because the double 2 is a positive 4. So the other 3 digits need to add to negative 8. And so if there's a yellow 8, then the other 2 digits need to add to 16. So they would have to be 9 and 7, and that seems fine. Or the other option is there's a minus 9. Sorry, there's a plus 9. So if this is a plus 9, I don't think this being a plus 9 works, because I think that where the negative and the whole go doesn't work. If this is a plus 9, I'm actually already up to plus 13, but actually I also need another yellow in this thing. So not only do I end up at plus 13, I end up at least, in fact, plus 14, because this would have to be yellow in order for it to possibly connect, and I can't make a minus 10. So this can't be yellow through a combination of geometry and math. Okay, so that's a minus 9. So a minus 9 and a plus 4, we're at minus 5. That means the yellow and the red digit need to differ by 1, with the yellow digit being 1 more than the red digit. And the yellow digit is an 8. So the red digit has to be a 7, and has to come here, I believe. Right? Because if the 8 were that's not going to work. So this is a 7. I think I explained that poorly, but I think the logic was good. Oops. That is not a 4. And so this is a whole and a yellow. So the yellow either wraps around like this, or comes through here like this. Is one of those going to be a problem for connectivity? I'm not sure. Yeah, I am not sure. But anyway, we've got the math working on this right now. We have a 5, 6, 8 triple in column 9, chat points out. And what are these digits? These are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So because of the 5, 6, 8 triple, this is not a 6. And these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That one's not a 1 or a 7. This is a naked 4. It's not a 7 because we need the 7 to be the doubler in the box. So that's actually a 4. These are a 1, 7 pair. Let's see. I have a Jovi wing of 8s in these columns, chat points out. Because my 2 8s in columns 8 and 9, where are they? One of them is here and one of them is here, so 0 of them are here. So that is an 8. Right, right. Okay, so yeah, I'm trying to figure out the right way to explain this. So KNT is seeing it by starting here. I understand KNT's point, but I'm trying to explain it in a way that is coherent. Uh, if this is red, what has to happen? Well, all of these are red. Now this cell has to be yellow. But in so doing, that's going to isolate these two reds from the rest of the reds. Because if I connect this yellow to this cell being yellow, it's going to isolate these. I don't think there's a nice way to explain this point, but this cell can't be red. So this cell is yellow. The whole block's yellow. Well, these three don't have to be monotone color because we don't know where the break is. So certainly these three can't all be red. So if this is red, these are both red, and that's yellow. But the point is, so the point that Chad is seeing that makes this a little easier to see is that I can't actually connect yellow around to here because one of these two is a hole. But certainly it's true these can't all be red. But that was never on the table. But the point is, if this is red, then all of these are red because of this sort of weird connectivity argument by the fact that one of these two is a hole, which is interesting. Anyway, the point is this can't be red, it's yellow. And at that point, I can now sort of connect these yellows around the border. Oops, sorry, let me do this carefully. So these are all now either yellow or holes, and so the ones that are already X'd, I know are not holes. Like that. Not a hole. Not a hole. Not a hole. And I can get rid of some of my Xing. Okay. I can get rid of the Xing there as well. And there as well. So now, so if this cell is red, is that going to be a problem? It sort of now looks like yellow is going to connect around this way, but I don't know if I can actually prove that yet. So what I do know, actually, is oh, no, the reds could connect around this way. No, the reds can't connect around this way. Okay, so here's the way I can see this. The reds can't connect this way because if the reds connect this way, one of these two is a hole, and whichever it is, it either isolates this pair or this pair. So I can't do that. So the reds have to connect out this way. And because the reds can't connect through this way... Well, sorry, so this cell can't be red, because if it was red, those would both be red, and we'd have the problem I just mentioned. So this cell is yellow, but now that forces that cell to be yellow by border stuff. So we have all of that. I can dethingify that. Let's see. Very interesting. So I'm being told this can't be a hole. Right. Okay, that's... Wait, no. I almost believe it, except that this red actually connects around here. So this is going to be a much more complicated argument, I think. I'm not saying that people in chat are wrong or have not thought through this, but this is more complicated than I thought at first. Because if this is a hole, then yellow has to get out through here. Right. Okay, I see it now. If this is a hole, the point is this yellow has to connect to this yellow, and there's no way those yellows connect without surrounding these reds. So this is really a border connectivity thing, is really what's actually happening, as the sort of the nicest way to see this, I think. So this is not the hole, so this is the hole. So this is the hole over here. So this is yellow. That was a nice way to make this work. So this is an 8 and this is a 2. And this is a 5 and this is a nothing. Like that. This isn't a 5 anymore. Okay. And this is a 5, so it's a hole. So I have to keep in mind this thing is a hole now. And so this being a hole is going to be relevant. Because this being a hole now means this yellow has to get out and can only get out through here, which now means this red has to get out, so it can only get out through there. So we have this here. I can get rid of my 2 corner mark here. I no longer need to keep track of what's going on there. Right. This cell, if it's red, it's going to be a problem because this yellow has to connect to this yellow. And so I need to not block the path for this yellow to connect to this yellow. Aha, and that's going to give me what goes on over here. So these are both yellow, because if they were red, I would have my connectivity issue. And now that, because of the 2x2, forces that to be a hole. And so that's the hole. This is really yellow. And now that's the hole. So this is really yellow, and that's really yellow. And so, oops, that's not what I wanted. And so that's a 7 and a 6 and an 8 and a 1 and a 5 and an 8. Let me get rid of all the X's now, because now we've got all of our holes placed. So now this is a 6, and a 5 and a 6, and a 4 and a 7. Now let's look. Okay, so now this is an interesting shape that you don't usually get in Yin Yang puzzles. Oh, this needs to not have a color behind it anymore. Okay, let's have Mark come to the rescue and pencil mark everything, as is so often the case. So that's very helpful because it gives us a 1-2 pair, which makes that a 9. Makes that not a 9. Let's see. Yeah, I still know one of these two as a 7. This is the only place for 9 in this box, so this is a 9. And there's a 2-3 pair, which makes this a 4. That's going to be helpful as well. Makes this not a 4. Those are a 3-5 pair, which makes this a 3. No, sorry. Those are a 3-5 pair, which makes this a 4. So we've got that. If this 9 is negative, I can't make this big enough. So this 9 has to be positive. But once the 9 is positive, I need a negative. And so I certainly can't make this a -7 because this is a max 11. So if this is max 11, then the maximum this can be is 3. No, sorry. Yeah, no, that's right. The maximum this can be is 11, so the maximum this can be is 3, right? I did that right, I think. So I think this is a 3, and therefore this is a 2. That logic didn't feel right, but I'm pretty sure it was right anyway. Oops. 5 and 3 and 1. I think it only doesn't feel right because I'm not used to doing math with negatives in these puzzles. 2 and 3, 1 and 2, 2 and 3. The red here needs to get out, so that's going to be red. This is going to be yellow, because remember, there are no more holes left. That's going to be red. And that's going to be a 7 and a 2. Very nice puzzle. I enjoyed that one a lot. I'm sure the weird sticking point was on me, having done the rest of the puzzle. Really neat puzzle from start to finish. Lots of neat stuff. The geometry got a little gritty down here, but I think the way the geometry got gritty down here was actually cool rather than bad, because it was sort of like going into what the puzzle was all about anyway. So I enjoyed that a lot. Certainly my favorite agent puzzle that I have done. Alrighty, I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be back shortly. I think the intended path microstudy was to do the box 5-6 cage first. And then I think if I did this cage first, I think it would have made this math less gritty. But I sort of stuck on this first. Alrighty, I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, welcome back. Oh, I'm in the wrong mode. There we go. Let's try again. So we're going to do this. I'm going to resize it so that you can actually see what's going on. Let's try that size. That size actually looks pretty good. Oh, I probably should shrink my my camera just a smidge. Just a smidge. So we did a pencil puzzle hybrid before, so let's do another pencil puzzle hybrid. This, by the way, this is by KNT. And this puzzle was requested. People who donate at the turbine level get to request puzzles if they like. So this one was requested, and I kind of wanted to do it anyway, so I figured, sure. So what we want to do is we want to place the digits 1 through 9 exactly once each in every row and column of the grid. And some cells of the grid are to be shaded. And the final version of the grid has to make a valid cave. Cave has shaded and unshaded cells like Yin Yang, but they follow different rules. So in a cave puzzle, all of the unshaded cells have to be connected. So just like in the previous puzzle, I suppose. But the shaded cells, they don't all have to be connected, but they all have to be connected to the outside of the grid. So something like this, if everything else was green, I would believe would be okay. I don't think there's any 2x2 rules or anything like that in cave. Let me know if I've forgotten a 2x2 rule that exists in caves. I think this is the first one, right? I think this is number 1. Yeah, I did not do any of the 5-star cryptogram puzzles because I think the 5-star ones are like 6-hour puzzles, which I'm not going to say I don't want to do it, but I'm definitely not going to do it on stream, and I'm not going to do it off stream either. So read what you will into that. Outside clues are Japanese sums clues, where question mark stands for any digit from 0 to 9, but a double-digit number, the first digit can't be 0. So this question mark clue here is some number, and it's not 03, is what this is saying. All right. And so clues on the left grid are Japanese sum clues for either shaded or unshaded groups of cells, where each group needs at least one of the other cells to separate the groups. Clues on to the top of the grid are Japanese sum clues for the other of shaded or unshaded. That is, it turns out that all the cells to the left indicate sums of unshaded blocks, those will be shaded blocks. Okay, so, and unlike some of KNT's other puzzles, I think these are actually in order. So let me explain how Japanese sums work for those of you who've never done a Panthera puzzle before. So the way that this works is this is either for CIDDX. These clues here are either for the shaded cells or the unshaded cells. I'll just explain how it works if it's for the shaded cells. And the way it works is it would be saying the sum of these two cells is C, the sum of this cell is C, and the sum of these three cells is some double-digit number. So I could fill in, for example, an 8 here, a 3 and a 5 here. C could be 8. And then I could make these whatever digits I wanted, and that would fulfill this clue, provided that I did this correctly. So interestingly, this is a cave puzzle without any cave clues in it, because there's very specific ways that cave clues show up, and none of that is here. Okay, so I think I understand all the rules. We just have to decide exactly which is which. Between the Japanese sums clues here and the ones here. So we have to check and see if this has the break-in that almost every one of these puzzles has, which is we have to see which letters show up as first letters of things. So A, B, C all show up as first letters of things, and E. So A, B, C, and E are a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple. Because those are the only numbers that can possibly show up at the beginning of a sum. Because remember, these are sums of things in a Sudoku grid, so there's at most 4. Almost certainly E is the one that is 4. But let's have a look here. So the fact that A and B both show up as the first digit of a number in row 2 is going to put quite a constraint on this, because if either of A and B was 4, that would not work. So neither of A and B can be 4. Because if either A and B was 4, the sum of these two clues would be at least 50, and the cells in a row don't sum to at least 50. Now, Garion is claiming actually it doesn't work if either of them is a 3 either. And the problem with another of them being a 3 is that this is also a double-digit number. And so if either of them was a 3, it would be at least 10 plus 10 plus 30. That would still be too big. So in fact, these are a 1-2 pair, and these are a 3-4 pair. So we have that. Welcome, new moderator MicroStudy. Fortunately, this community tends not to have a lot of moderation needs, because people by and large behave, but we appreciate the support from the community a great deal. So okay, is there a way for me to know which of C and E is a 40-something number? Okay, well, even this one is at least 30. It's not hard to have 2 C's in a row if it's a 3, is it? You can have a 3 and a 1, 2, can't you? I mean, you either have... It's either a 3 or a 4, so it's either 1, 2, and 3, or it's 1, 3, and 4. I think those are equally difficult. Would have been a very good way to identify that C wasn't 1 or 2. Which might have made life a little bit easier. So, if I knew what was shaded or unshaded... Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so I has to be at least 5, or it's 0. We have proven that there is a 3 in row 1 somewhere, and that it's either shaded or unshaded. That much we have definitely proven. Let's see. So yeah, the fact that I has to be 0 or at least 5 is interesting. So let's look at the numbers that show up with C and E as their first digit. So this is 1, which is useless. This is 1. Oh, maybe that's it. Are these the only ones that show up with C as their first digit? Because I don't think that helps at all. Yes, I do not think that is immediately helpful. Let's see, we have a GG. Okay, so which of these do we know for sure are not 0? So I know that G is not 0 because of that clue. I know that F is not 0 because of this clue. I know that... Let's see. Do I know any others that are not 0? I know that D isn't 0 because of these clues. So one of H, I, and J is 0. Now just show me that I know one of those is not 0, do I? Sadly, H only appears here, I think. J, I think, only appears here, and I think, only appears here. So I know the 0 is one of these. Oops. And so these numbers, I'm just going to note for posterity, these are 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, at least. And the C is with a question mark, so that doesn't really help. This is 2 double-digit numbers and an A. That A and that A could line up. Oh, no, they can't line up. This A and this A specifically can't line up because they are counting opposite things. So the A in the row is not there. Yeah, my brain really wants E to be 4 so that we can sort of fill in a bunch of this, but like I really want this to be 4, 5. But I don't know. But it would be very helpful if it was 4, 5. The GG is interesting. Yeah, row 2 can only have 2 outies because the clues add to at least 41. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, Garian's point sort of pushes me to want to do the thing I really didn't want to do, which is to have to shade these without knowing which is which, but I'll do it. So, so this row, this is Garian's point, is I know these add to at least 40 something. And so there can't be, right, they add to 40 something. And so then the quote unquote outies, are actually both innies. So this looks like some string of digits. It's at least 2 digits. And at least 2 digits on this side. That are all the same color. And then there's either a 1 and a 2 or a 1 and a 3 or a 1 or a 2 and a 3 or a 1 and a 4 or whatever, sort of living in these. Actually, because of this B here, actually the minimum is 41. So the outies always contain a 1. And so what I know is I know none of these digits are 1. I think Jaleb means this cell's always purple. Because if this cell is not purple, then I can't make my appropriate collection. Because I need to make a 3-digit sum, so it's going to be 3 cells long. So this is always purple. Okay. I'm trying to see if any of those are sort of immediately interesting. And one of these two has to be actually a summing to a 20-something number, although it could just do that in 3 cells, right? Okay, so yeah, one of these is a 3-cell sum, one of these. Does that mean this is always a 2-cell sum? I think this is always a 2-cell sum. Because if this is a 3-cell sum, then, so I'm saying if this is purple, then neither of these can get to 20-something. So this is not purple. This is the other color. This is yellow. Which then means that this is purple. And this is a purple-yellow pair. Okay, so that is very cool. I was not sort of expecting it, but it works out. So Garian's point now is if C is a 40-something number, then what I need in this column, which remember is Japanese sums clues for yellows, is I need a yellow, and then a purple, and then a sum of 40-something in yellow. Is that really not possible? Couldn't this be sum to 40 and then say a 2 and then a 3 in yellow? I think it just works. Why are you subtracting 1, 2, 3? I'm missing something. I can fill in, I know this cell's a 1, 2, or a 3 by my previous note. That the sum of the purple cells is at least 41. I don't see... Where are the 1, 2, and 3 coming from, Jaleb? Are you looking at column 2? Purples are the Japanese sum clues for the rows. Yellows are the Japanese sum clues for the columns. So Gary, and the way it works is the row clues and the column clues are opposite. I think I'm understanding that correctly. But it's possible I have flipped something twice in my brain or something. But I think the column clues are for yellow. Which I would have thought was trying to be interesting with this, but I don't think it is. It's interesting. I know this is at least a 2-cell yellow sum, because I know it's going to be I know this is part of a 2-cell sum, but annoyingly that 2-cell sum could be up there, and this could still get away with being purple. I really like the observation that column 2 is under immense pressure, but I think, unfortunately, it's under just the wrong amount of pressure to sort of fall apart at the moment. Is there a no 2x2? There's not any no 2x2 rule in Cave, neither for wall nor for floor, right? Am I correct about that? See, Jenna says row and column 1 is always purple because otherwise the column 1 clue breaks. That's definitely right. Very good. Yes. If this is not purple, then I need a double-digit sum of yellow to start, and that's not going to work. Gorgeous. Okay, great spot to Jenna there. So this cell is purple. And this cell is also purple for the same reason. Again, This is counting yellow, needs a double-digit yellow sum, so we get that. Is there a connectivity problem if I make all the rest of the cells in column 2 yellow? Okay, so if I do that, then definitely purple is wall and yellow is floor. But I don't think there's anything wrong. Like, there's no digits can't repeat within a cave section rule, is there? I don't think so. Someone will tell me in chat if there is. But I don't think that immediately breaks, although it's certainly getting very suspicious. So this cell... Oh, no, never mind. Sorry, this is the row, so this is purple. Again, I could have that be purple or that be purple. Oh, Malcolm has now been a windmill for 2 months. Thank you, Malcolm. Let's get you a windmill dance for your celebration. Thank you. Thank you, Malcolm. Much, much appreciated. Love having you around the channel. Thank you, Malcolm. I'm trying to decide what's wrong if this cell is yellow. It might have to do with, like, this CC sum. But I'm not sure. Let's see. I know that G is big. I regret to say that I'm finding this very cool, and now I'm more tempted to do the harder ones, but also I know I shouldn't, but also I am tempted. I know one of these is a 1, 2, or 3 in yellow. Is there a problem with one of these being a 1, 2, or 3 in yellow with these clues? So... if this is a 1, 2, or 3 in yellow, then it's part of a sum to C. Is that a problem? Because it wouldn't be C. It would be part of a sum to C. So I would need, like, a double-digit sum. And if this is the yellow 1, 2, 3, I don't quite know. Like, that's getting tight in the column, but I think that's getting much more look-aheady than KNT would want us to do. Okay, I know there's a lot of yellow in this column, because C is at least 3, so this is at least 30. And so a sum of 30 is always at least 4 long. So this, okay, so this cell is always yellow. I can do that. That is a thing that is true. Let's see. So that being yellow, doesn't really do a whole lot. Because the purple in this row isn't connected, but sorry, no, the purple in this row is connected. The yellow in this row isn't connected. That's the problem. Okay, row 1, column 7 can't be yellow because the C totals break. Right. If this is yellow... Okay, this is the observation I made about these A's earlier that I'm sure I'm going to forget by the time it comes up later. If this cell is yellow, then it is... then it is part of a sum to C. but there are only two ways to make a sum of C, which is either to be C itself, or to be either 1 plus 2 or 1 plus 3. This is because I know that C is 3 or 4. But both of those ways of making C in this row are purple. So this can't be purple. Sorry, so this can't be yellow. It is purple. That is a very good spot, Isabella. Let's see. Okay, Josh says row 5, column 5 has to be purple based on the fact that this is at least 30. Can't I make all of these purple and get that to at least 30, or make all of those purple and make that at least 30? Because I feel like I just can't get there if this is exactly 30. Josh, but I might be missing a smart observation about this. Okay. Here's an observation. My clue about the A actually gives me a coloring. I said it out loud repeatedly and did not do it. This A is a one-cell clue. Therefore, this can't be purple. Because if this were purple, it would be an A, but the A in this column is yellow. So this cell's always yellow. Let me actually mark the things that I've said out loud. I mean, I can't imagine how this could possibly be useful. But it is actually no, it's not useful. I know it's not. So this is part of the F sum. It might be an F. Right. Okay, so it tells me this cell can't be yellow. Okay, this actually is useful. Because now if this cell is yellow, this is now a yellow A, but the A in this row is purple. So this cell's not yellow. So this cell is purple. So that is at least a little bit of progress. This is, again, it's part of an F sum, and then there's an A sum down below it. I know. Naverio tells me I can color this cell. But it requires more depth of thinking about this than I think I'm capable of at the moment. Because if this is yellow, it's a C. Or it's part of a sum to C. No, if it's purple, it's part of a sum to C. Yeah, I don't quite get there, but we're making progress. Oh, that's right. Okay, so cave puzzles do have a no checkerboarding rule. Let me convince myself of that. So, right, because so the key here is to let's just write this down and just think about this. So, if purple is wall, this is broken because in connecting purple... No, I don't have to connect purple to purple, sorry. If purple is floor, this is definitely broken. Because if purple is floor, I have to connect purple to purple, and in so doing, I isolate this piece of wall from the edge of the border. But exactly the same thing is true if yellow is floor. So so I can't make a checkerboard. I had forgotten that. And so if this is yellow, then this is also yellow. And if this is purple, then this is yellow, is Navario's point. Wow, that's complicated. So if this is yellow by the no checkerboarding rule. And if this is purple, then this is yellow because my C is at most a 2-cell sum. So this is always yellow. Okay. Okay, let's see. Mehdi is saying both C's in row 1 are purple. That's correct. So if C is 4, then row 1, column 2 is yellow and can't be 1, 3, or 4, so it has to be a yellow 2. But row 2, column 2 can't be 1. So it breaks. This might be more complicated than I can parse. Yeah, I don't know that I can quite parse that. Let's see, in this column I have a C, a D, and a D. I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's too many if-thens for me to parse with my current level of trying to think ahead in the puzzle. I know there's a very big digit in here. And I know one of these is entirely very big digits, because I've got to get to 20-something in 3 cells. Let's see. Question mark A. So am I supposed to be asking where the where the last of 1, 2, 3, 4 goes in this row? Because there's only 1, 2, 3, 4 that could potentially not be purple. Let's see. There is a column with some coloring restrictions still. Let's see. That's fine. Wait, no, sorry. This is trying to be yellow. I don't think I can do more than this is yellow. Don't think. G. Okay, B is a 1 or a 2. So if this is yellow, that's automatically yellow. Is what that says. Is that somehow broken? Don't think so. These two sum to at least 10. Okay, so I'm not seeing the correct thing here. Okay, so F with A. Again, the A is a 1 or a 2. So we have that. Okay, so the point is, if this is purple, I run out of space because I can't put the yellow above it. So if this is purple, I have room for a yellow, and then a yellow, and then, yep, you're right. Okay, so yeah, so this cell can't be purple, because if this is purple, it immediately makes that purple, because the clue is for a double-digit number. And so then the best I could do for this clue is these 2 cells, space, this cell, and then I don't have room for another one. So this cell is always yellow. which pushes back this A a bit, as far as where that A could be in this row. So now, actually, is this just forced now? Now this is forced. Because now I need, now this row, in order to finish, because this is now a clue for purples, now has to look like this. And so that now is forced. And I know that this is an A. God, that looks horrible. I love it. Okay, but the funny thing about knowing it's an A is that it tells me... Oh, no, sorry. This is a yellow thing, not a other thing. Let's see. If neither of these are yellow, then I still just have room to do that. Now column 2, that purple in column 2, Garion is pointing out, is going to be backbreaking if C wants to be 4. Because now the longest string of yellows I could have is these 5, but the most 5 digits can add up to is 30-something. And so that's not going to work. And so if C is 4. So C definitely is 3. Very good. Okay, thank you, Garion. So C is 3 and E? Yes, and E is 4. Okay. And we get to do a letter dance. Ba-doop-ba-doop. Thank you, Zach. So now the fact that I need to get to 30 in yellow is going to require 4 cells at least. And so all of these are going to be yellow no matter what. Now the fact that I need to get to 40-something in this row, the minimum number of cells to get to 40-something is 6. And so at the very least, that's purple. But also that and that are purple. Actually, no, 6 is enough. No, 6 is enough. 7 is actually the minimum to get to 40-something. So these are at least that, and I actually now know that I can only be 0 or 5, because it comes after an E. So I is 0 or 5. Based on whether all of this is purple or not. Right. This is now purple, Isabella points out, because if it were yellow, it would have to be part of a double-digit clue, and it can't be. So that is purple. Let's see. Zealot says I can't be 5. If I is 5, then purple is definitely floor. Oh, have to avoid a checkerboard. That's right. Thank you, Judith. So this is purple. And that being purple makes this yellow. Which now makes this 30. So definitely this is 6, 7, 8, 9. The yellow at least has to connect to the wall. That's right. So this yellow has to come out, and that yellow has to come out. At the very least. Let's see. Okay, so that's my thing here. One of these is a question mark. Very helpfully. I know I need 2 yellows in here somewhere. Let's see. Did any of this yellowing do anything for me? Not immediately. Row 6, column 1 is... Oh, right. There's a 2... So this... So, Judith is looking at this because if I'm looking at this, I still need a string of 2 yellows and another yellow in this column. And so if this was purple, I would have to fit a 2-digit number in this one cell. So that does not work. So therefore, this cell, I agree with Judith, is yellow, just by Japanese sumsy stuff. Yellow does not need to connect to the right in row 3, Nicholas. We don't know yet which is which. So this yellow is already connected to the wall, or to the edge. So if yellow is wall, I'm trying to say wall and floor and not say cave, because my usual is to refer to cells as cave, except that cave cells, depending on my brain, are either the ones that are on the floor or the ones that are the wall, depending on which part of the cave you think is the cave, and I'm never consistent about it. So I'm trying to say wall and floor because I know what those mean. Right. These are the only yellows in this thing. So at most, these 3 are yellow. All the rest of this is purple, Nemafish points out. So all the rest of this is purple. No, sorry, that's not true. Sorry, don't listen to me. Rows are purple, not yellow. Rows are purple, not yellow. So, let's have a look here. Yeah, I don't yet know whether B and A, I don't know which is which between B and A just yet. That's going to be resolved by which of these is a 3-cell thing. I'm not sure what you mean by if yellow is cave, Nicholas. Like if yellow is floor. Because if yellow is floor, certainly these are both floor as well. See, and so the yellow in this column, the other yellow is so this is a double-digit sum and then a sum to B. Oh, that's the point. That B. Yes, Alan got there just as I was noticing it. This B is going to require one of these cells to be purple. But whatever cell it is that it requires to be purple is now definitely wall. Because that cell is isolated from that. So yellow is floor, and purple is wall. Okay, so purple is wall, yellow is floor. So the fact that yellow is floor now does give me by connectivity that these are both floor. Yeah, somehow a bunch of us sort of came to that conclusion at the same time. Well, bad news, Nicholas. Yellow is floor. So we've got yellow here. We've got a little itty bitty purple over here. Right. Okay. So Garian's point is if this yellow tries to connect this way, I've broken this clue in a jajillion different ways. So these are yellow. And therefore, this is purple. Just by the row clue, there need to be 2 purples. So we've got that going on. don't know anything about that yet. Row clues are purple. Let's see. What I can do is I can put a purple over here, and I can put a yellow up here. And if I go in number mode and go small, I can write here wall, and I can write here floor to help people. Right. Now I can't be 5 is the point, as Garion says. Because if I is 5, then what has now happened is that now the wall actually does separate it. So I is 0. Oops. To my surprise, I admit I is 0. So these aren't 0. These are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And so this is a sum to 40. Let's see, that's an A. These are each summing to double-digit numbers. That's a very good spot, Nicholas. If this cell is yellow, it makes both of these digits literally G, because they would both be one cell sums to G. So this is not yellow, it's purple. That's a very cute spot. Very nice. Okay, so now this has to be... No, sorry, don't listen to me. No, I think this... Oh, Lord. Yeah, I think this does have to be yellow, because if this is purple... I need to separate out 3 sets of purple, and I can't. So this is now yellow to separate this out. Yellow has to connect, so that's yellow. These are part of a sum to D. No, sorry. I'm reading it wrong again. It's yellow that are the columns. Right. Row 2 we knew only had 2 outies, because we said the maximum that the outies in row 2 summed to was 4. So this cell is automatically purple, is Garion's point. And so this is also a 1, 2, or a 3. No. So these sum to BD. And then I need a question mark. And then, yeah, I still got a little room there. Right. And now we know, because of this row, Garion points out, we now know which of A and B is which of A and B. Because these 2 cells sum to A, so A is at most 1. So A is... Oops. So A is 1 and B is 2. And so this digit is our first digit in the grid. It's actually a 1. And we get to come and do a 1 dance. Ba-boop-a-doo! Woo! Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-boo! Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-boo-hoo-ba-ba-da-boo-ba-do-boo-boo! Thank you, Zach. Thank you. And this is just a cell sum to C, and C is 3. So that digit just is 3. And D now, funnily enough, can't be 5 because there are 2 Ds in the column. I don't know if this is worth noting or not. But D can't be 5 because there's no 2-cell way to make 5 if 1 and 3 are gone. That's either very intended or is a completely unnecessary and extraneous deduction. Okay, microstudy says D is at most 7 from the column 6 clue. Okay, so these could be 9, 8, 7, which would be 24, plus 3 would be 27. So D is at most 7 if I max this out, so it's not 8 or 9. So it is only 6 or 7. Nicholas says I can yellow column 7, row 5, and column 7, row 9. This is already purple. I don't think that Nicholas is saying the things that Nicholas means to be saying. Something H. So the minimum sum of these two is 15. So these are from 6, 7, 8, 9 for sure. I should mark that. Are there other cells I know sort of like where their minimums are? Let's see, Nemafish says if I don't use a 9 and an 8, I can't get to 2D. Oh, right. Sorry, you're right. Sorry, KNT caught me. I tried to again use the clue incorrectly. Because I tried to make this the sum of those two, but that's not how it works. It's the sum of these two or more cells. Column 7 needs a 1-cell D and a 2-cell D. Right. Okay. So these two cells have to be yellow regardless. Is the point? I think Nicholas said row 5 and it was actually row 6. I think that's why I was confused by what was happening. But yeah, this is a 1-cell D and a 2-cell D. Okay, do either of those say interesting things? Not immediately. Well, actually, there is an interesting note here. I think all of these are yellow. Because if any of these were purple... Oh, wait, sorry, no. I'm thinking about this backwards. Yellow is floor. So the thing that's actually true is these can't both be purple. But they could both be yellow with no problems. Row 5, column 9 is yellow, I am being told. I'm not sure why. Oh, right, because if this is purple, that's also purple, because all the purples in this row are connected. Right, okay. I don't know how I did not see that deduction, but thank you, Liam. This is always yellow, because if this was not yellow, the purples would seal off the yellow, because the purples are all connected in this row. And I know that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, because it's an Audi for a 40 clue. Oh, sorry, it could be a 5, because it could be it could be that this is the only yellow cell in the row, in which case this is a 5. And these two are part of a sum to F. It's not a 1, because I actually know that there's a yellow 1 in this column, because of the A. There's an isolated yellow 1. Yeah, Nicholas also spotted that. So that means this sum to F can only be 3 cells long if F is 9. Which means it is, because that's going to be the deduction, is that this is going to be yellow, and then it's going to fix the rest of it, and we're going to get that yellow is 9, because it's going to be 2, 3, 4. That's how these puzzles work. Let's see. So Liam says, if this cell is purple, then my yellow has to escape down like that. And now in column 8, I don't have room for 2 more yellow sums. I agree with that. That's a very good spot. So this is always yellow. Yep. And so that does exactly the thing I said it did, which is to force that this is 2, 3, 4, and F is 9. This has to be, as a setter, the most useful deduction in the world. So this is 9. F is 9. It is the deduction that you just end up using in all of these puzzles all the time. Okay. Right. This can't be yellow anymore, Eric is pointing out. Because if this was yellow, this would be a yellow sum now with a double-digit thing. So it is not yellow, it is purple. I agree. Which now means that this is yellow because of the way the row works up there. So now C is 3. And this is a 1-2 pair. This cell is purple because we've got our 2 strings of yellow now. Very good. B. Oh, B being 2 actually forces these to be a 1-2 pair. Because now now in order for this to work, the only way it works is if it's 10, 20, and 12. Because 10, 20, and 12 is 42. And so one of these is a sum to 10. Actually, we know what it is, actually. Namely, this one is a sum to 10. So it's either 3, 7, or 4, 6. And actually, the 3 or 4 goes here, and the 6 or 7 goes here. No, sorry, that's the one that's summing to 12. Sorry, I misread it. This is the one that's summing to 12. This is the one that's summing to 10. And then this one is summing to 20. Yep, I misread it. So I can do that. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is 9, 8, 7, 6. No, that's not right, because it's a sum to 12. Sorry. So I can't have a 6 there. I can't have a 2 here either. There we go. For lots of reasons. But those are the ways to make 12 that work with the columns. I think I finally got that right. Let's see. Okay, so Isabella's saying if this is yellow, then this needs to be purple because I need 2 more groups of yellow. But if this is yellow and this is purple, yellows are isolated. So this is never yellow. Agree. And so then the yellows have to get out. So the yellows do that. Sorry to hear you're under the weather, but glad I can help you have a lazy Sunday, ELSF. That is a 2-digit clue in row 7, Ambrose points out. So this is always purple. And H can't be 8 now because I get a sum that's at least 10, or that's at least 18, just with these two, and I can't get a sum of 18, so H can't be 8. Agree. Row 5 does need another yellow because this stopped being able to be 5. So this is yellow. And this is a sum to 10. So this is 1, 2, 3 over here. Oh, this is not a 3. So this is not a 2. In order to make that work. Garion looks at the maximum this clue can get to, which is 9872, which is 26. And so D can't be 27. So D is 6. Very nice. And so that means we actually have to do that. 987. In order to make that work. And none of these are 6 anymore, of course. Now that tells me that I am making one of these a 2 or a 4 and one of them a 6. So I can write 2, 4, 6 into these cells. Okay. Shade the rest of what column? I don't think I know how to shade this yet. 5 column 1 is 1 because of the B clue in column 1. Right. Column 1 has a B clue. This B must be a single 2. And so this can't be a 2. So that is a 1 and a 4. Yes. Okay, so here's Eric's point that Eric did not articulate very well. F is 9. And so F being 9 means that the 9's clue is a 2-cell sum. And so we actually have forced the rest of this column to be that, precisely. So it's either a 4, 5 or a 3, 6. This is a question mark of unknown origin. This would be a checkerboard if I did it the wrong way. So if I make my 2-cell sum in yellow here, then put a purple here, that would be a checkerboard. So that can't be the 2-cell sum to yellow. That's the 2-cell sum to yellow. Which then means that this is a 6, and this is a 2, 4. Okay, I do need to make sure I no longer have room to make this work if I don't make this cell purple. Because if this cell is not purple, I would need to make too many strings of digits over here. So this cell now is purple. So we've got that. Yeah, I can extend the yellow. Agree. This is a G, but I don't know what G is yet. No, sorry, that's not a G. This is a G, but I don't know what G is yet. This isn't a 6 yet. Okay. Right. MicroStudy has a good point, which is that, remember these 2 yellow clues in this column are both summing to G. That one just is a G, so this one can't be a G, so it's got to be, it's got to extend at least 1 cell, if not 2. This digit's a 9, because these two need to sum to a double-digit number, and one of them is a 1, so the other is a 9. I agree. Let's see. Oh, avoid a checkerboard, so this is yellow. Thank you. Thank you, Jim. So now G certainly can't be a 4-cell sum, because G is a single digit. But G is a 3-cell sum, so that tells me G isn't 5 anymore. G is 7 or 8. And G can't be 7 because of the 1 or the 2 up here, so in fact G is 8. And this is a 1, 3, 4 sum, because it can't be a 1, 2, 5 sum. And so this is a 2 and a 1. Sweet. Oh, and I didn't actually... Oh, no, I did write it in that G was 8. Okay. This 2 resolves that 1, 2, making that a 1. Let's see. I know there is a... These either... Oh, these can't... Okay, these can't sum to C, because that would be a 1, 2. So one of these digits is a 3, which gives me that that digit is a 2 and that digit's a 3, and that that digit is not a 3. So we just have a single 3 in one of these cells, however that happens to work out. Let's see, we've got a 1, 2. Okay, so this is a G, so it's just an 8, which makes that a 7. And now some amount of these sum to some amount of something. One of these is a 1, I know. Sorry, that's not what I wanted. One of these is a 1. And likewise, likewise, one of these is a 2. Because of the B clue. I'm not sure where you're looking at the H, microstudy. Oh, it's this clue. Okay. These two sum to H-teen is the point. And so, because these two sum to H-teen, H can't be 8, or sorry, H can't be 7, because it would need to be 8, 9. Okay, got it. Good spot. So, H is 5, and J is 7. Okay, and so these two sum to 15, so they're a 6, 9 pair. This is the only J in the entire grid, so I'm sure that's going to, like, break up a deadly pattern at the very end or something like that. Yeah, either one of these is a 9 or these two sum to 9. Yes, where is 1 in column 2 is a very good point, to Medhi. 1 in column 2, I think, can only go here. 3 in column 2 can only go here or here, I think. I think there's 2 options for 3 in column 2. I can clean this up, though. This isn't a 9, so this isn't a 3. Okay, so if I actually remember to pencil mark that that's not a 9, this can't be a 3 anymore, because remember, these two needed to sum to 12. And therefore, now 3 actually is placed in the column. So we've got that. These are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, not 6. There's a thingy down there. That's not a 2. So that's a 2 now. So might as well place the 2 in the column as well while we're at it. So we have that. Oh, this is a double-digit sum now, Eric points out. And so in order to get to double digits, this needs to be an 8 or a 9, but it can't be a 9 by sudoku, so it's an 8. Making that a 7 and a 5 and a 4. For freezies. Let's see. Okay, so the question is, do these sum to 11 or do they sum to 21? If they sum to 11, these digits would have to be 1, 2, 3, 5, which they can't be, because none of them can be 3. So they have to sum to 21. So these 3 cells sum to 20. And so I guess I don't know if there's a 9 involved. If there's a 9, there's a few options. Oh, I never filled in that this was 8 somehow, Medhi points out. So this is not an 8. Let's see, what can this cell be? I realize I never put down a betting tree. Cell could be a 1. It can't be a 2. It could be a 3. No, it can't be a 3. I think it could be a 4. I think it could be a 5. It can't be a 6, 7, 8, or 9, though. This cell's only a 1, 4, or 5. Alan points out that this cell is seen by that 8. So that is an 8 up there. And so now we can run across this row and fill it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Quick scan to see if any of that's interesting. It's not a 9 or a 6, at the very least. I do know there's a yellow down here somewhere. I know there's a yellow 1 down here somewhere. I have a Jovi on 2s that I don't think does much. Yeah, either one of these is a 9, or they sum to 9. This column is fillable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I know this one's not a 2, and that one's not a 2. Quick scan to see if I know anything else. I don't think that I do. See, Garion is asking about where the 2 goes in row 3. So the point is the 2 can't go here because this needs to sum to 21 in these string, as we proved before. So the only place for the 2 is here. That's really clever. Very good spot. These cells are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That one's not 5 or 7. I don't think there's any restriction on that one, or that one, or that one that I see. Well, we'll do that if we have to, microstudy. Let's see. Right. These 2 cells, these are the 10 sum. Garion points out, because I knew the sum to 10 because of maths, and so this can't be a 9, because that would have to be a second 1, so that's a 6 and a 4. And these are a triple 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is not 8 or 9, though, so it is a 3. So that's not a 3. Thank you, Penpa. Thank you, Penpa. Yes. Let's see. Could it not be 3-5? Could what not be 3-5? G clue in row 9. Oh, I see. The G clue in row 9. It's a question of, is it a 3-5 or is it an 8? Yep, Medhi. We did prove that. We used that to place this 2, actually. So we know it's 21. See, Jay says that, and I still want to say hi, Jay, even though Jay literally just said she's listening, or she's not using sound. So, so we have that. No, I mean, it's a good thing to remember, that we need to pay attention to what this 3-cell 20 sum looks like. I don't mind being reminded. Yes, I should figure out how to say hello with sign language. That's a good idea. Why can't it be 785 for this sum? I think Liam is a ways behind. No 8s. Oh yeah, no 8s, huh? Wow, yep, there are no 8s to be found because of this random prolifery of 8s looking at it. So right, and so then the point is it needs a 9 because it can't have an 8, and this is a little Jovi on 9s to rule 9 out of both of those, so this is always a 9. The weird thing is, I think in a Latin square, a Jovi wing is always actually an X-wing, but that feels wrong to say. I don't know why. But the fact that you could replace Jovi logic with restrictions in boxes doesn't work in a Latin square. So I think every deduction that's a Jovi wing is really technically an X-wing in a Latin square. If you could beam some of those suggestions into the past, Liam, they would have been very helpful in a little bit in the past. You don't have to time travel very much. You are quite close overall. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I'm realizing that's not a 6 either, so that is a 6. Just by good old-fashioned Sudoku and nothing more. I don't think any of those things did much. It's true that because of this Jovi on 9s, this can't be a 9. It's not a 6 either, because there's a 6 in the column. I guess I can fill these in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are only from 4, 5, 6, 7. That one's not a 4. Oh, so this is just a naked 4? Is that correct? Or sorry, a hidden 4? I think this is a hidden 4. Unless I am wrong. Let me just double check. No, I think this is really a hidden 4 in the row. And so, therefore, because this needs to sum to 21, we can just do the math. That's 14, so this needs to be a 7, making that a 9 and a 7 and a 6 and a 9. Making that not a 6. Making this a 4 or a 5, but it's not a 4, so that is a 5 and a 4. Knocking 4 out of all of these. That 7 makes this a 5 and that a 6. I wonder if we were supposed to have gone on this journey where we just completely did nothing but, like, killer Japanese sums logic, and did absolutely no cave logic for 20 minutes in a row. Or if there's cave logic that just either I have not noticed and chat has been screaming at me about, but I just haven't noticed, or if it's just like, oh, we have to just do a bunch of Sudoku, and then after we do this bunch of Sudoku, then the rest of the geometry will fall out. Happy New Year, SPQ! I hope you are doing well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is not a 1. No problem with it not being... I mean, I think having a nonlinear solve path is very kind for this sort of puzzle. Okay, these are not going to have any problem summing to that. If this... okay. So this cell is always purple because either this is a single cell sum to 9, in which case this is the 9 because this one can't be, or it's a 2-cell sum to 9, in which case this is purple. That's beautiful. Okay. So yeah, this is either part of a 2-cell sum to 9, or it is a 9. Right. Okay. So, if this were purple, it would be at least a 3 and it would break the bank. So this is yellow, is, I think what microstudy is trying to encourage me to discover. And so, in particular, this is not G. And so that's going to yellow everything before this. And so now I need a G over here that's either a 1-cell sum to G or a 2-cell sum to G. So by the same logic I did with the 9, this is always purple. Because... and it's purple, which then... No, sorry. Oh, no, it's purple, which then makes this a 1. Okay, so this is now a yellow 1. So this is not a 1, and it's not a 9 either. So this is a 7 or an 8. So it's either an 8 or a 7 and a 1. I don't think I know which one it is yet. This yellow has to connect. That's assuredly true. Thank you, Alan. This is not a 1 because of that 1. This is not a checkerboard, or shouldn't be a checkerboard, so let's fill in that yellow there. Avoid a 2, no. Column 4 has its 2 groupings of yellow, Nicholas points out, so that is purple. And these 2 need to sum to 17, so they need to be 8 and 9. So that gives us a 7, 8, 9 triple in row 9, which makes this digit a 6. Makes that not a 6 and these not 6. Makes for an 8, 9 pair in this row. Row 6 needs a purple C. Right. We knew that this was a 1-cell sum to 3, and we now know where the 1-cell sum to C is. So that's the 3, and that's not. These 2 cells are a 5 and a 7. So we've got all of that. This is a 1, 4, or a 5, and it's not a 1 or a 4, so it's a 5. So that's not a 5. So these cells are a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is not a 3. This I know is not an 8 or a 6. This I know is not an 8, because there's an 8, 9 pair at the very least. Let's see. Yes, okay. In this row, I actually have a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 quintuple, so this is not a 6 or an 8. So that makes these a 2, 3 pair, which makes that a 6, and makes that an 8. That is not an 8. So that's a 5, 7, 9 triple, so these are just a pair, one of which is a 2 that goes there, 3, 4, 5, and this is a 6. These are just a quad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see. Now, there were lots of things looking at things. So this row had the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 business. So I know this is a 1, 2, 3, or a 4 because of that quintuple that I mentioned before. I should fill it in. And this one is not a 2 or a 3 by the column. So this is only a 1 or a 4. I can fill in that this column is missing 1, 4, 5, 7. Do this. I miss you, Mark. Come back. Let's see. So now I should maybe look at clues now that I have finished marking everything. So in this column, I need to make sure these... Oh, no, not necessarily. Yeah, those sum to D. These need to sum to F. That's probably interesting. F is 9. Right, so they need to be 4, 5. Which makes that a 1, and that a 4, and that a 3, and a 1. So we've got all of that, which makes that a 4, and a 3, and a 2. Which makes that a 3. Makes... Oh, yes, row 8. Row 8 is very good. There need to be two purples in row 8, I see chat telling me. So let's purplify those. Let's avoid a checkerboard or connect this to the border or whatever little thing you want. And so now we just need to do Sudoku to figure out what this is going to be. Sudoku plus some magic. This is supposed to be a B. B is 2. So this has been a 2 for, I think, a very long time, and probably that is one of the many things I have seen chat talking about that I have not understood at the time. So if that's a 2, it makes that a 4, makes that a 5 and a 4. Makes these not 4 or 5. But there's a 7, 8, 9 triple, so this is always a 1 because of that. This isn't a 4 because there's already a 4 in the column. Let's see, 5, 7 pair, 7, 9 pair. That 4 looks up and makes that a 2. Seems not to have done a lot. Let's see. It's kind of amazing. And this is the thing that I think can only really happen in a Latin square, how we've gotten almost all of the top half of the grid completely filled in, and the bottom half of the grid is still wide open. These two need to sum to F, and F is 9, so that's a 7 and a 5. These aren't 7 anymore. That makes that an 8, 9 pair, which makes that a 5, and a 6 and a 5, and a 7, and a 5 and a 7. There's a 5 and a 7 in the column, so that's a 9 and an 8 and a 9, making that an 8 and a 7, which lets us finally complete our coloring. This is purple, in order to make that G clue work. So that is a 9 and an 8 and a 9 and an 8 and a 9. 9, and that is a 7. And there we go. Woohoo! Very nice puzzle. I enjoyed that a lot. It will answer check if I delete my my words. Haha! That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that one a lot. Now I kind of want to set one of these puzzles like this. Although, as I've mentioned before, puzzles I've set before that have involved cryptograms have generally been my least popular. Not in terms of what they get rated, but just in terms of the fact that no one actually does them. And then it's a little confusing because then, like my puzzle hunt, which is my biggest puzzle that used these, then cracking the cryptic sent it out, and then like 500 people solved it. But when it was on LMD, absolutely no one wanted to solve it. I don't know exactly what to do, but this does make me want to sort of experiment with this kind of thing again, because I liked setting with it a lot in the past. Yeah, there is no camel. Perhaps this is like a character in some language for camel. It could conceivably be a scorpion. I think you could argue it's a scorpion. With a well, I'd say with a straight face. That might be a little much, but you could argue it without like being totally ridiculous. Yeah, very cool puzzle. I liked that one a lot. Yeah, I think that's probably it, Garion, is I think, like, even I admit, like, these puzzles sort of sit around in the bucket for a really long time, even if I then end up enjoying them. It's sort of a, like, do I really want to do a, like, alphabet cipher puzzle? That sounds like a lot. Let me do this arrow puzzle instead, or whatever. It's certainly very easy to talk yourself into doing a different puzzle than one of these, but then I do enjoy them, so it is complicated in that way. I am going to take a quick break, but I will be back shortly with either a puzzle that I think I can do in an hour, which I bet I can find, or some 6x6s. We will see. Take a second to like the stream if you have not done so yet. Although it's possible, since I see there are 44 viewers and 44 likes, maybe absolutely all of you have already done it. But if you've not yet liked the stream, please do so, and I will be back in just a moment. Welcome back, everyone. I think we're going to do this puzzle by Heliopolix. So I know Heliopolix has just been starting settings. So it'll be exciting to see what they have been up to. This is a puzzle where we have normal Sudoku rules, normal double arrow rules, normal difference rules, normal quadruple rules, and normal Renban rules. Okay, so quick explanation of what all of those words mean. So double arrows mean, in particular, the main thing to look at is these things aren't between lines. They're double arrows. So the sum of the digits in the circles is equal to the sum of the digits on the line. So we could do something like that. That would be a valid double arrow. I realize this is a terrible example to have filled in when saying that it's not a between line. That's a better example to fill in when I'm saying it's not a between line. The point is 6 plus 6 is equal to 5 plus 7. Okay. These little white dots, I at first thought these were quadruples, but they're not quadruples. They're difference dots. So they're saying the difference of these two cells is 5. The difference of these two cells is 7. And so forth. This quadruple down here is saying that there's a 2 somewhere in these 4 cells. And these pink lines are Renban. They are a string of consecutive digits in some order. So the way that works is, for example, I could do 2, 4, 3, 7, 6. That didn't work. Let's try that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And any order is fine. So I need a betting tree. Has anyone done this who can give me a betting tree? I chose a very bad betting tree earlier. I'm going to guess this somewhat at random before I fill in the first digit in the puzzle. But I'm not quite sure. Oh, I don't quite have a digit. But the thing I was seeing right away as I looked at this was that the thing that people often use Renban for is that every length 5 Renban has a 5 on it. And so there's a 5 on this, but there's also a 5 on this, but where is it? The 5 on this is definitely in one of these two cells. It's not in the box with these, and it's not on a German whisper cell, basically. This is a German whisper line because the difference of these is 5. I guess it's quasi a German whisper line. Anyway, there isn't a number that's 5 different from 5. But that immediately gives us a Jovi wing on 5s. Because now I know the 5s in columns 1 and 2 have to come from these cells. Hey, Anti-Knight, welcome. And so therefore, where is the 5 on this Renbon? The 5 on this Renbon is in this column. So we get to do that to start. Let's see, where else can I continue to play this trick? Okay, I now have a 5 I can place. So this also needs a 5, and this also needs a 5. But this one can't go in the row with that 5, and can't go in the box with this 5. So the 5 on this Renbon is here, and we get to bring out we get to bring out Zach for the 5 dance. Microstudy's favorite of the digit dances. Thank you, Zach. Thank you. You have a fan. You might have many fans of your dancing techniques. Okay, so now the question is, where does the 5 go on this length 5 Renbon? And that 5 sees 4 out of the 5 spots for it, so that's a 5. And now the question is, where does the 5 go on this length 5 Renbon? And this 5 sees all the spots except that one. Now this Renbon needs a 5, and so the 5 has to go in one of these two spots. This Renbon still looks to me like it's got 4 spots for 5s. Let's see. So this digit here is a 4 or a 6. Oh boy, okay, so I think now is a good time to look at the fact that this is a 4 or a 6, and the sum of these digits is equal to the sum of these two digits. Because the absolute maximum that these can sum to is 15. And I guess the minimum that these two can sum to is 2, so the total of this is at least 12. So I guess it just barely works as it currently sits. Oh, but this one is, okay, this though... Sorry, this is only a 2 or an 8. If this is an 8, that's way too big. Because if this is an 8, these cells sum to a minimum of 19, which is too big because these two circles can't sum to that. So this is a 2. Okay. Now the minimum sum here is 13. And so 4, 9 just works. Unfortunately. But almost not. But this cell can't be, because the largest these can sum to is 15. This cell can't be larger than 3. So this can only be 1, 2, or 3. In order to make that work. And likewise, this cell over here can only be, well, it's got to be at least a 7. So this is only a 7, 8, 9. Oh, I'm being told I can't put a 9 here. I'm trying to see why I can't put a 9 there. Oh yeah, this cell certainly can't be a 5, because I ruled 5 out of this side of this circle, but equally well that side of the circle can't be a 5. Oh, there's a single cell double arrow. Who knew? Yes, right. This cell can't be 9 because this is a single cell double arrow. And so 9, so if this was a 9, 9 plus this digit would equal that digit. I looked at this double arrow so many times and was like, how can it be a problem? There's two cell double arrows. This is not a 2-cell double arrow. This is a 1-cell double arrow. So this is in fact not able to be 9. And so now the maximum of these two is 14. But if this is a 4, this is a 4, it doesn't work anymore. So this has now got to be a 6. So I've got to make sure I put every number between 5 and 6 on this line, is one thing that I'm learning here. I'm also learning that because this 7 or 8 is not on this renbon, that this renbon definitely needs to have a 4 and a 3, right? No matter what, even if it goes up to 7. So the only digits that can be on this renbon are 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2. Those are the only digits that can go on this renbon at all. But we definitely need to have a 3 and a 4 in here. And that's because this digit does not appear on this renbon. This digit can only be a 1 or a 2. This digit can only be an 8 or a 9. Because of stuff. It's funny how Tallcat is both one of the most prolific setters of double arrows and one of the most prolific setters of between lines. Let's see. So, okay, what does the math tell me now? The maximum of these... So these need to sum either to 13, which would be if this was a 1, or 14, which would be if this was a 2. This is never a 3 anymore. This is only a 1 or a 2, which gives me a 1-2 pair in the column. And so a difference of 5 that doesn't involve a 1 or a 2 is either a 3-8 or a 4-9. Those are my only options down there. These digits add either to 8 or to 9. If they do add to 8, then they would have to be... Oh, they can't add to 8. Because if they added to 8, they can't be 1, 7, 2, 6, or 3, 5. So they have to add to 9. So this number is definitely a 9. And these are 3, 6, right? Because I can't use 1, 2. And I can't use 4, 5. So these are 3, 6, which then sorts out that these are 4, 9. Which then sorts out that this is a pair of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are a 7, 8 pair. Well, this one has to be smaller than this one because it's a single cell double arrow. So that's a 7, an 8, and a 1. Very cool. This number is 5 different from 8, so it's a 3. There's no 3 there. If I put a 6 here, it breaks the renbon immediately, because if I put a 6 here, it forces this to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 renbon, which breaks that cell. So in fact, the renbon goes in that order. I can't put the other 1, 2 on this renbon. And so where does the other 1, 2 go? One of them is there. The other has to go here, which means that one has to be a 2, and this one has to be a 1. Which then lets me fill in that these are 2, 3, 4, 5. Those aren't 5, of course. That one's not 2 either. And now, if I put a 7 here, that's going to cause real problems, because now I'm going to have to make my renbon out of digits that are between 4 and 6, and that's too few digits. So these are a 2, 4, which means that these are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those aren't 9. So now this renbon has 2, 4, 5, 6, so the digit it's missing is a 3. That one needs an 8 in order to add to that. This needs to be a 2 by sudoku. Hopefully those also work. Yep, those add to 14. Very good. This isn't a 2 or a 4. This isn't a 3. There's no 2 on the box 3 renbon because there's no 3 on it, SPQ. That's a 4. No 4 here, no 4 here. Okay, these are a pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I know the order. 7 and 6. No, it's a fair question. I screw up all the time, so I appreciate people looking out for me. The 9 in this box is definitely not on this Renbon. So the 9 is in one of these two cells, for sure. If the 9 was here, these would sum to 15. They would have to be 6 and 9 in some order. That seems just barely possible. Unfortunately. Oh, but the point is, where is 4 in this box? If I put 4 here, I can't have a 4 on the Renbon, and then my Renbon is really in trouble. So that's a 9 and that's a 4. These sum to 15. Well, the only way to sum to 15 is with a 6 there and a 9 there, because of the fact that the 7, 8, 9 are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is a very nice puzzle, by the way. Going somewhat faster than the previous puzzle we did. We have a 1, 2, 4, 5 quad in the column, which means this is only a 2 or a 4, because that digit has to go there in this quad. I know that one's sort of confusing when you start all of this out. Oh, there's a 5 and a 9 on this Renbon, so I know what the other digits are. And of those, that's the one that's the 6. These digits now are a triple of 1, 3, and something else. 1, 3, and 9. That's the one that's the 3. I doubt this very, very much that this is a 1, because it would mean these 3 cells had to add to 2. So that's a 9 and that's a 1. So these cells all need to add to 10. So these two need to add to 7. It means neither of them is an 8 or a 7. So it's a 5 and a 2. Which makes that a 2 and a 5 and a 3. Means that these are not 5. That one's not 9. That's not 5. No corner cells. That's a 7, 8 pair, which has made that a 4 and that a 9. Made that a 4. Suddenly all the Sudoku is happening. Hopefully all of these double arrows worked out. I'm trying to think if there's any I haven't checked. Oh, I haven't checked this one. Oh, which makes this one fillable. Because these currently sum to 10, and they need to sum to 18. So that's an 8. Let's see. Okay, so, and this Renbon has a 1 and a 5 on it. So these are 2, 3, 4. This one apparently is just a 3. So this one's a 4. Which makes this a 2. Which makes that a 5. This cell, I probably know what it is, and that one's the 5, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a 7 now. Let's see. That lets me write in a triple down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so this Renbon has a 9 on it. Wait. Oh, yeah, sorry. This is a length 6 Renbon. So it is allowed to have a 4. But it says that it's not allowed to have a 2. So the 2 actually goes there, and that's a 1 and a 2. So we've got 4, 5, 6. The things we're missing here are 7 and 8 in order to make this work, which go in that order. These are a pair, which is a 1 and a 3, I believe. Making, okay, those aren't 5 anymore. I can see that now. Let's see. This triple is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That one seems only able to be a 6. While we are at that sort of thing. This is too different from 1 or 3. So this is itself 1 or 3 because it's 1, 3, or 5, but it can't be 5. So these are digits that are 7 apart that don't involve a 1. So these have to be 2, 9. And so that is a 9 and a 2. That lets me fill in the digits on the rest of this as 8, 7, 6, 5. That's not a 5 or a 7. That's not a 5. This just is a 5, apparently. How did that happen? I don't even know. So that's a 5. This is not a 5 or a 6. So that is a 6, 7, 8 oople. Going down the row. Okay, this needs to be 5 different from 6 or 8. So this digit is a 1 or a 3, funnily enough. Giving us a 1, 3 pair in the column. The 6, 7, 8 triple looks down, means that's not a 6. So this is also a 4 or a 9, but it's not a 4, so this is the 9. And that's the 4, so that's the 6 and the 9. Going over there. These cells, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is not a 4. If this was an 8, that would be a huge problem for the fact that these digits all need to sum to 10. So that's not an 8. I don't think it could be a 7 either. It can't be a 7 either, so it's a 4. And so these digits need to sum to 6. If this is a 3, I would need these to be a 1, 2 pair. That's certainly not going to work, because there's a 2 in the box. So I need these to sum to 5 in some as of yet unspecified way. So that is a 3. This is a 1 or a 7 by the row, but it's not a 7, so that's a 1 and a 7 and a 1. This is not a 4. That 7, 8 pair has given me a 6, which gives me an 8 and a 7, and an 8 and a 7, and a 7 and an 8, and a 7 and an 8, disentangling all of that. Now I know all the digits on this double arrow, so those sum to 11, 13, 14, which means that this digit's a 6. These need to sum to 15, so I've got 5 plus that is 9 plus that is 12, and they're supposed to be up to 15. I just used a double arrow to calculate the last digit in a box. I have now understood. So appropriate laughter, if you please. This is a 2. 3, that's a 4. I think we are now zooming in on the final box. So these sum to 5, so they're a 1, 4 pair? Wait, do they not sum to 5? No, they do sum to 5, and they are a 1, 4 pair. I just saw them both red for a second. This digit is an 8. And our last digit here is a 2. No, not a 2. Sorry to get your hopes up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a 9. Congratulations to all of the 9 bettors out there. Sorry if you got your hopes up for the 2. May all your betting tree wishes come true. Woohoo! Congratulations, Jay. Very nice puzzle. I liked that a lot. That was very smooth, and all the clues seemed very well placed to make all of that happen. Just, yeah. And the I think this is the first Renbon double arrow puzzle I have seen. Although Tristan and I have talked about a video where Tristan sets his first puzzle and I kind of help, and Tristan wanted to set a Renbon double arrow. So there may be a video of Tristan setting a Renbon double arrow at some point in the future. Given how much is going on the channel, don't expect it to be in the sort of immediate future, but it's coming. Oh, okay. And so the point is also the clues look like the Messier 74 photo. I didn't actually realize that. Interesting. So that makes it even cooler. Alrighty. Well, I am going to go dig us up a 6x6, so I will be back shortly with a 6x6. Alrighty, welcome back. We have a 6x6 by Jaleb. Warning to Tristan that the CTC link you have in the channel does not work. So I just exported it separately, but you might want to re-export it. So let's have a look on this. By the way, if you don't know, I tend to, once I'm getting towards the end of stream, I tend to do 6x6 puzzles. It is open submissions on the 6x6 puzzles. You can just drop them in a thread in the zetamath channel in the Discord. So if you ever want to do that, you are more than welcome to do so. So on each line, the circle is the average of the cells along the line. Also, when the cells starting at the circle are read in order, each must have... this is the juggling thing, isn't it? Each must have a different remainder mod n. So let's try and just figure that out. So this is a length 5 line, and so this will very much not work for the thing, because this would be the first spot. So I would look at 2 plus 1 is 3. This would be the second spot, so I'd look at 3 plus 2 is 5. Actually, sorry, maybe this does work. Just for the juggling one, not for the averaging one. So 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. 4 plus 3 is 2. 5 plus 4 is 4. And 6 plus 5 is 1. Actually, that does strangely work. It doesn't sound like it should in my mind. But I see now why it does. So we need to make sure that we sort of keep those different... keep those different remainders, which is, I suspect, going to be tricky to calculate. But the thing I notice is that the sum of these digits is a multiple of 5. So therefore, this digit's always 1 mod 5. The reason why is the average of these digits, well, it's certainly a multiple of the circle digit. And so all of these together are therefore 5 times the circle digit in sum. And so, therefore, this digit needs to be a 1 or a 6, and this digit needs to be a 1 or a 6, and these digits need to be 1, 6. The reason for that is because the sum of 1 through 6 is 21, and so if these are a multiple of 5, I need this to be 1 more than a multiple of 5 in order to reach my goal. And so then I see that that gets us a 1 and a 1, and a 6 and a 6 going in the grid. And so then I can actually figure out what these circles are, because now these need to sum to 20, so that circle is 4, and these need to sum to 15, so that circle is 3, and so that's a 4, and that's a 3. So we've got all of that. So I guess I can just write these in and then delete the eliminations we get from the sort of weird juggling rule. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So I can't repeat 5 here. So is there any place I would end up doing that? Not here. This can't be a 2, because 2 plus 3 would also work out to be the same as 5 mod 5, or 0 mod 5. Here, I'm okay. I think. Because I think the thing that would be bad is... Oh, no, 6 doesn't work. 6 would repeat 0 mod 5. And here, 5 would repeat 0 mod 5. So I think if I'm reading this things about repeating, I think I did that correctly. Let's do the same thing over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not a 4, not a 1. Okay, so I started here at 4 mod 5, so I can't repeat 4 mod 5. So this can't be a 2. This can't be a 1. Yes, it can't be a 1. Okay. Can't repeat 4 mod 5. I have to remember. So, so this would be 4. So this can't be a 5 because that would repeat 4 mod 5. And I can't repeat 4 mod 5, so this can't be a 4. Okay, so I think that is my collection of these things. So it's a reasonable question to ask, what digits can this possibly really be? And so the minimum sum of these digits is 10, but it needs to be a multiple of 4. So I think this could be a 3. So I think this can be a 3, a 4, or a 5 for whatever that is worth. I know these sum to a multiple of 4, so therefore the sum of these is 1 more than a multiple of 4? Yeah, the sum of these needs to be 1 more than a multiple of 4. But I don't quite think I can do a lot with the fact that these have to be 1 more than a multiple of 4. Let's see. Let me fill in these various triples over here and just hope something falls out. 2, 3, 5. This has always been my experience with juggling puzzles, is that you just sort of like fill things in and hope something falls out. These are 1, 2, 5. Okay, so I don't think this being a 5 works, because if this digit is a 5, this digit's a 2, and then I need 5 to be the average of 2 and something, and there's no such something in this puzzle. So this can only be 2 or 3. I think if this is 2, I think it also doesn't work, because if this is a 2, now this is a 5, and now I need 2 to be the average of 5 and minus 1. That's not going to work either. So this is a 3. So that's not a 3, and that's not a 3. Okay, and so if this is a 2, then this is a 4. And if this is a 5, then this is a 1. Well, you can see there's a problem with that. So this is a 4, and this is a 2. This is a 5. So we get that. And so this is a single. It's a 2. So these are a pair. 2, 3, 4 is what these are. Okay, and okay, so and I need these two to sum to something that is 1 mod 4. Is there any combination that does not work? Unfortunately, I don't think there's any digit where there's nothing that works. Which is regrettable. I guess I can ask what the sums can be, though. That's an interesting question, because the sum needs to be 1 mod 4, but what can it actually be? It could be 5. It can definitely be 5. If it is 5, then this line sums to 4. Or sorry, then this circle is 4. It certainly isn't 1. It could be 9 if these are 4 and 5, in which case then this needs to be a 3. This is never a 5, though, is the point. So these are actually a 3-4 pair, is my conclusion. Oh, those are the same 3-4. I was hoping they would be different. Oh, where is 6 in box 2 is asked. 6 in box 2 is there. So oh, and 4 in row 5 is there. Okay, so now what residue is that? So this is 3 plus 4, that's 2. I now have to avoid 2. This can't be a 5 anymore, so that's a 1, a 2, and a 5, because that would repeat 2. So this is no longer able to be a 1. This now is a 5. So now now I can't repeat 4, because this is 4 mod 5, and so this can't be a 2. So this is a 6, a 3, and a 2. in order to make that work. These are a 2-5 pair, which makes this digit a 6. This is a 1 or a 5. This digit is a something. This digit is a 1. This is a 3 or a 4. And now we just have to make this work. So if this is a 3, the thing I want is to... actually, let me just figure out. Mod 4, this cell is giving me a 3. So that's always okay. Mod 4, this is 3 plus 6. That's giving me a 1. So I can't make this a 4. If I make this a 4, then I repeat getting 1 mod 4. So this has to be a 3 with a 4. And a 3 and a 4. And so now I need these to sum to 9, which means I need that to be a 2 and a 5, and a 1 and a 2 and a 5 and a 1 and a 5. Interesting. That was quite smooth. I always find this rule set very bizarre, but we got there. We made it through without any trauma. I really actually like. I think I've done a number of puzzles by Glum Hippo that are just average arrows, where it doesn't have this sort of the mod requirement. It's only just the circle as the average of the numbers. I've had a lot of fun with those in the past as well. All right, I've definitely got time to pull up another one, so I will be right back. Alrighty, let's have a look at Cheat Code by Malrog. And by the way, I just pasted in chat. Mark Tech works on Sudoku Pad. I don't know if it's alongside Sven or whatever, but works closely on adding stuff to Sudoku Pad and has been working for a few weeks on making it so that you can import Penpa puzzles into Sudoku Pad. So this is brand new, so I'm sure there are going to be bugs and things that come up. But I wanted to share this because it's cool, and I know he has been working on it. And I am hoping to get to use it in the future to do more Penpa puzzles. So if your feelings about which you would rather use out of Penpa and Sudoku Pad align with mine, I would encourage you to give that a try and see how it goes. Alrighty. So what we have here... there's an option to make arrows show up on top of Renbon? Like an option in Sudoku Pad? Draw arrows above lines. There we go. Oops. Who knew? The answer is Gary, and Gary knew. So here, what's really happening here is the pink lines are just extra regions. So they're kind of Renbon, but they're really just extra regions. And then in the arrows, I need to make sure that I put the sum of the 2 digits on the arrow in the circle. Okay. So I think this is going to be a coloring puzzle, because what I see right away is that where does this digit go in this box? It automatically goes there. Because it can't repeat along the line. I don't know if I'm going to be able to chase that much further, but I do see it. Oh yeah, where does green go on this Renbon? Microstudy points out it doesn't go in those cells or that cell, so green goes there. Okay, so maybe this thing is actually going to get me somewhere. So green goes down here somewhere. Yes, these two digits are also the same, as Jaleb points out, because this can't repeat on the Renbon. That digit needs to appear on this Renbon, and the only place where it can is there. So, let's see here. Same in box 1. I don't quite see what is the same in box 1. Oh, the orange in box 1 Renbon. There we go. Yeah, the orange on the box 1 Renbon only goes there. Agree. Where is green in this column, I think, is going to be interesting. Because the reason why is, if you look at these cells, that group has an orange and a green, and this group contains an orange and a green. Now, just by sudoku, I have to have therefore put orange and green on these Renbons in here. So these cells are always orange-green, because I can't put 2 oranges or 2 greens there. So these cells are a green-orange pair. Sorry, I realize now that I thought something silly, but I do believe that these are a green-orange pair. So now where is green going on this Renbon? Only there. Let's see. See, one of these two is orange. Let's see. I probably should just find another cell that I know isn't green or orange, and I know where it goes. That would probably be the smart thing to do. Although that's not sort of like immediately available. Green is bigger than orange, for whatever it's worth. Right. Okay, this cell... Actually, I don't think I know this cell isn't green, Perla. I think this cell could be green, can't it? One of these two I know is green. I just don't know which one. Where is this cell in box 5? I mean, it could be there, is the problem. Oh, Jaleb says it is green. Where is row 6, column 5, located in box 4? That's a good question. Okay, so these two are definitely the same. I will buy that for a nickel, as they say. So one of these two is definitely yellow, so therefore the yellow in this box goes here. Because the yellow on this Renbon happens to be in row 4, so that's yellow. Yeah, and one of these two is yellow, so none of these are yellow, and that's not yellow, so that's the only place for a yellow. And now, if that's true, this is yellow. And now that's yellow, just by sudoku, and I think we've placed all the yellows. So green is yellow plus orange. If neither of these are 1, it doesn't work. Because if neither yellow nor orange is 1, then this is at least 5. But then this is at least 7, which is too many. So I don't know if this is worth marking, but one of yellow and orange is definitely 1. Let's see, Jaleb says this can't repeat on a line or column in box 5. So it's green or orange. And it's C's row 1, column 2. Yep. We knew that. I should have immediately just marked that this was green or orange, because we did know there were 2 green oranges here. And so this is green or orange, but it's not orange, so it's green. Very good spot, Jaleb. Like that. So one of these 2 is orange. Oh, no, not one of these 2 is orange. That one is orange. And I think we've now got all the oranges. Yes, we now have all the oranges. Color row 2, column 2. Do I know where it goes somewhere? Yes, I know where it goes there. So those 2 can be blue, because it needs to go on this Renbon and just doesn't have anywhere else to go on that Renbon. Unfortunately, I don't see anything else I can do with it. Like, I know it's one of these 2 cells, because it's one of these 2 cells, but it's lots of... Why does this have to be blue? Yes, green has to be... I think green actually has to be at least 5, because there's 2 ways to make a sum of green. So green's definitely at least 5. Oh, no, it could be 2 plus 2. Nice. Yes, absolutely. Dang 2s. Okay, this number is smaller than green, so where does it go in box 2? Right. Okay, so... Oh, but do I know it's not blue? Because can't this number be either of these? Oh, right. This number's larger than green. Right. Sorry. My brain was reversing this. Yes. This digit is smaller than green, so it cannot go in the circle of an arrow with a green. And so, therefore, the only thing this digit can be is blue in this box. Good spot. So, therefore, that's blue. Over down there. Let us see. Okay, this digit, I now know where it goes in this box, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a color. And just let the purples bounce around a little bit. And so this is the last color that I have not yet used, so this is going to be red. That's going to be red. That's going to be red. And I think we probably need the arrows to sort out the rest of this. Oh, no, we don't, because purple is bigger than green, so purple can't go on the green arrow. So actually, we do know, thanks to Isabella, that purple goes there. And if purple goes there, it goes there. And if purple goes there, it goes there. And now this is now blue, and that's red. And this is now red, and that's blue. And this is now red, and we have colored the grid. Excellent. Jaleb's phone correcting purple to people in column 2. Not the best moment for autocorrect. Or autocomplete or whatever. So green is definitely even, because green is blue plus blue. Very nice. So this is a 4 or a 6. These are 2 or 3. Oh, green can't be 6 because green shows up on purple 0. So green is 4. And so that digit's a 4. So this can only be a 1 or a 2. Oh, but it's not a 2 because there's literally a 2 in my face. So purple is 5. Green is 4. Blue is 2. These are a 1 and a 3. You're definitely not alone, MicroStudy. There are a lot of people who describe this color as pink. So red, I now know, is a something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Red is 6. Oh, orange is 1. I know orange is 1. Why didn't I just fill it in? So yellow is 3, and then the puzzle's done. I was like, where is there a clue I've missed? How can I finish this puzzle? And then it turned out that it was because I just didn't propagate knowing one of the digits. Very cool. I liked that a lot. I was sort of expecting the title was a reference to the like up, down, left, right, BA start cheat code. I apologize if I've ruined any NES games for anyone by revealing the secret cheat code. But I can't quite make this into my brain into an up, down, left, right, BA start. So maybe it is a different cheat code than I am used to. But this is a very neat puzzle. I liked that a lot. It's also probably... Oh, is it actually up, up, down, down, left, left, right, right, B... Or, sorry, up, up, down, down, left, right, BA start? And maybe a select in there somewhere? That's very believable. It has been a while since I played a game on a Nintendo Entertainment System. So I definitely believe I have remembered the code incorrectly. But I also can't make this look like MicroStudies code either. Tristan is now carefully studying the color code of the purple to assess it for purpleitude. I do appreciate that the red, the blue, and whatever this is are, at least to me, very distinct. Like, I think it would have been very easy to make this a color that blended with one of these two, and I think it very much does not blend with either of those two. But it's certainly not like a royal purple. I definitely have enjoyed some of the like psychological studies of showing a bunch of people colors and asking them to name them, and seeing how different sort of cultural things sort of result in very different answers about sort of where color spectrums break down. Alrighty, well, I think that is good for today's stream. Thank you very much for hanging out, everyone. It's been fun. We did some bangers today that were certainly on the more challenging side, like the cave puzzle and the agent Yin Yang puzzle. We got to do a lot of shading and say the word connectivity a lot, and and then as a result of saying the word connectivity a lot, have me be very confused and not quite see the connectivity argument, and eventually maybe get there. But we got there. But both of those were very cool, and then we did some quicker puzzles. I really liked this double arrow puzzle. I'm always happy to see double arrows popping up places. But anyway, thanks so much. Do bookmark the Penpa converter. I look forward to using it in the future. If only I had known about it an hour earlier, I would have tried it for KNT's puzzle. But I think it's very cool to have as an option, because I think everyone should be able to do whatever puzzle they want in whatever platform makes them happiest. So an automatic converter is very cool. Yeah, I mean, it's not like we haven't been converting things all along. Like, it's very common to have it called... it's very common that the links we get are in F puzzles, and then it's just very easy to convert from F puzzles to Sudoku Pad. Yeah, I'm sure that not every piece of it is going to work right away, but I am sure that it will eventually. But yeah, likewise, Jim, likewise. But a lot of people set very cool puzzles in Penpa because Penpa has some flexibility to it, but it does not provide for the best solving experience, I do not think. But I do think if you're setting puzzles, I think for most puzzles, you would be hard-pressed to find a better setting tool than Penpa. Especially since Sudoku Pad doesn't have setting at all. Mark, who made the Penpa converter, has perhaps unwisely asked people to report any conversion issues. So Mark Tech Fan is on Discord. So if you find weirdnesses with the Penpa converter, you can let them know. Alrighty. Well, thank you everyone very much for coming out. Thank you everyone for supporting. If you've not had a chance yet to click thumbs up on the stream, please take a second to click thumbs up on the stream. Much appreciated. If you'd like to support the stream even more, you can do that by clicking the join button down below, where it will take you to how to become a YouTube member. You can support the stream there for as little as $5 a month. And we do stream for about 50 hours a month. So 50 hours, $5, you can sort of work it out. If you want to support for more than that, we of course appreciate that as well. And if you don't have the money and want to hang out anyway, everyone is welcome here. There are no there's no exclusionary stuff. There aren't any members only streams or anything like that. You get the whole viewing, participating in chat experience. But if you want to support the channel, that is how you can do it. If for whatever reason you'd rather support in a different way, we also do Patreon and we also do Ko-fi. We do thank everyone through all of the screens, so you can see in the screens who the new members are and all these sorts of things. So very much appreciated to all of you who do that. I'll also thank all of my turbines, the people who support at the very top level. So those are David, Michael, Nordy, Franco, Woofer, Andreas, and DDX. Welcome, DDX, to this list. Thank you very much, everyone. It's been a pleasure today, and I hope that I will see all of you around the stream very soon. Although you can look forward to seeing Tristan this Wednesday and Friday, and then you can see me again on Sunday. So see everyone again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.